Em alguns minutos a live inicia. Tá bom? Espero vocês.
Welcome back. It's BCX Championship Sunday, and we've got a heck of a show still to go. It's Luna versus Impala in our winners semi-final. Ajax and Zip, I want to hear your quick predictions. Ajax, kick it off.
All right, well, I mean, pretty much the only time that Luna kind of fell at all was at Summers for 9th place. Everything else was holding up the first place trophy. Impala had a couple of top 8 performances last time out, but he is in top 8. Does he make it much further? Who knows? But right now it's kind of hard to look away from the consistency, and that's why I'm going to be picking Luna.
Zip?
I'm in the same spot, man. I'm going with Luna. I think that, I already said it earlier, right? Like, I don't think that, I'm worried for everybody that has to deal with him. I think he's going to grand finals, and I think that, I don't know if anybody can stop him. The only person in here that I, like, for me, I'm being super biased right now. Like, just hear me out. I think the only person that can really mess with him, like, really, really on the sticks is Godly, right? That's literally the only person in here. So everyone else, you're going to have to show me. I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying. Just show me with the gameplay.
Well, of course, Twitch chat, if you're watching at home, this is your opportunity to go on, put in your predictions so that we can kind of see how biased this community really is, right? Is it 88% in favor of Luna?
Wow. I mean, I don't know if we maybe kind of pressured that a little bit away, but like I think at this point everybody's been looking at it, and I don't think anybody logically had Luna and Godly not in their top 3. Like you had one of those two probably winning the whole thing. This is the matchup we've been looking forward to, period, all year as well. We've been wanting to see that Luna-Godly matchup. But does Impala play that 12% spoiler for chat? It can happen.
We've definitely seen those upsets happen. Zip, if Impala wants to make that upset, what's he got to do?
He's going to have to make, look.
It keeps putting a big target on your saying, make it work.
No. Okay, no, seriously, on a serious note, Impala can definitely do this, right? All these guys are here for a reason. But Impala, if he really wants to win, he is going to have to make his dodge reads count. Right? I mean that in all senses, on defense and offense. When he's getting pressed, that's where Luna beats you, because you get so flustered because he won't get off of you, and he's got to be able to make his dodges count and get out of situations and reestablish himself. Luna doesn't let many people do that, but that's your answer. That's your win condition.
Well, we'll see if Impala can do that as Impala and Luna are ready to play Flambeau. Taza, take it away.
Thank you for the pass over, Duke. I am so excited, and I'm sure everyone in the crowd is as well, as we finally get to the very end of BCX 2022 singles. Taza, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Flambeau, and to have this matchup coming up, I mean, they were really hyping up Luna, right? Because we've got PR1 from North America, we've got PR1 from EU, and PR1 from South America, the best single players, all in top 4, but Impala at that 10th spot in NA, got that 3-0 upset over Stingray. And guess what? Stingray is PR number 2, right? And the only person that gets better than that is Luna, which is his opponent here in top 8, winner's side. And it's going to be Kaya versus Caspian. Diamond Head, epic crossover Caspian, as we've got these 2 North American players fighting for that Grand Finals winner's spot. We're going into game number 1, and Luna on the guitars, Impala on the spear, 2 of the favorite weapons in the meta here in 2022. Going head-to-head as Impala has been on Kaya long before other players have been picking it up, and Luna, preparing that Caspian just for today, is now getting comboed off the right side of the stage as Impala takes a small lead.
Oh man, this is the thing though, like Impala has been in this position many times before, where it's like Impala seated lower than most people would think, and then suddenly decides that one day I'm going to make the run of my life, and what better of a day to pick than now?
Oh, and look at that, Luna going for that edge guard with the weapon throw towards the top of the stage, and Impala just getting right underneath him, hits the nair, forces him over onto the gauntlet to continue juggling. Luna is the first stock, and he has him off the side of the stage. Edge guard situation because he can come up here and he avoids the side stick, great punish.
And you can see that we're going to find out who can get that first stock. Luna already throwing out 2 different signatures, neither a third, and that's just going to be a confirm. And you see right there, Impala knew the Sarah was going to KO. Didn't even go for the guaranteed D-Light there. He said, I'm trying to speed run you, Luna. Everyone's talking about, oh, you're going to Grand Finals. I got something to say about that.
That's right, and the outcome of this is going to be North America in the Grand Finals regardless, but who's it going to be, Impala or Luna? And Impala's making a great case for himself. That's there and an air, connects, catching Luna, trying to get right on top of this person. He's playing right far back, stopping Luna from getting any of those guitar strings that we've seen him have so much success with throughout the day.
Oh man, and Luna just struggling to be able to find an opening. That neutral light's going to hit, but that defense from Kaya is going to keep Impala alive a little bit longer here, and that D-Light recovery will be enough to secure the KO as Luna is answering back just a little bit here. We'll see how long it takes for Impala to find a weapon.
Yeah, Luna doing a great job there with guarding those weapons. One comes over to the spawn, Impala with 2 quick uppercuts, picks up the spear, takes Guitar neutral light for his efforts. But now both players on either side of the stage fighting for center. Luna dives in with the dare, but the pogo in the nair tacks on even more damage as Luna goes into orange. And Luna trying to get back to center. Impala still having control, and these side light mix-ups are working so well for Impala in game 1 that Luna may go down and stock again unless he can figure something out.
And one of the things I love about Impala's gameplay is I think he is one of few beautiful ground pound the stage spike there to go ahead and secure that second stock. But as I was saying, he's one of the few players I think that does certain things with Spear. I think him and Stingray use Spear neutral air in a way to get all this extra damage that I don't see other players go for. A lot of the time they just go for the D-Light Air and call it a day. But these guys, no.
Yeah, we're already seeing, right, when you hit that first down air and spear, we talk about that pogo effect, right? You go for the second one and the third one, but Impala mixing in with those neutral airs, he gets those dodge ins, those dodge in places, and Luna yet to be able to do anything, and he's grounded down airs from the bow. Even though he's getting that animation where he knocks it to the ground, he's getting the hit every time, and Luna just can't get back to the stage. 2 nairs almost into a recovery. Impala working on his way towards a 2-stock here in game number 1 over the best player in North America. Luna gets a sidelight, nothing else afterwards, and Impala continues racking on the damage.
Oh my gosh, he went for the tricky weapon throw there. Luna definitely not expecting that. And this Caspian has been working on everyone all day, but Impala is not fazed by it. Finally, a side stick to be able to take that stock. But at this point, we already have light red on Luna. Impala's probably looking for 1, 2, maybe nairs, and then a D-Light recovery will close this match out. Or if he picks up a spear, you know that D6 coming.
He's got to pick up any weapon at this point because Luna's been keeping him starved and he's keeping the combos coming. We finally got to see that side stick, the highlight of Caspian's kit there, get that knockout. Knocks out so early because of that high force, but you got to hit it. Luna falling down, trying to get the double nair spike, and Impala back to the stage. A risky down sig. Luna doesn't get the punish, but Impala is starting to crumble here under the pressure of Luna in game number 1 as that side stick hits. And there it is, the highlight of that kit coming out strong there as he catches him midair and sends him flying off the side of the stage.
And honestly, Taza, I think you and I and the crowd watching this all kind of feel like, man, that really felt as if it should have been Impala's game, right? But the moment it came to that last stock scenario and Impala had to close it out, you could see the jitters hit immediately.
The entire game, Impala was doing such a great job having that keep away game, and every time Luna went in for something to get started, whether it be a side light or a down air or a falling nair, it was the bow neutral air that was stopping him from getting down. And then once that first neutral air hit, 3, 4, many came afterwards because Luna could just not get back to the stage. But in that last stock scenario, everything changed. The pressure started to get to him, and I'm glad I was able to talk about that side stick after that second stock because that is really the reason Luna is going in on this character, because despite playing as well as you can, you could just do it all with the guitars and the gauntlets alone. That diamond head side stick on guitars is going to eliminate you at orange even if you have 10 defense. And Kaya, sitting at 7, still pretty beefy, went down really early on that last stock, giving Luna that game 1 win.
And granted, we're going to go ahead and have the same legend picks, and we're going to small Brawlhaven for game number 2. And I hope in this game, Impala doesn't crumble under the pressure. We've already seen, yes, Impala can hang. So just go ahead and close it out and make Luna earn it.
That's right, and here we go. Impala hitting that neutral and the nair, and the nair juggles here will kill off the top of the stage a lot sooner, but at the same time, Luna is already at a point where a side stick could delete this stock coming out from Impala, and with that neutral stick hitting Impala, has to be careful about that, and there it is! Flambo, the side stick on the gauntlets, blasting them away, and taking that first stock in under 30 seconds.
Yeah, just able to shoot that beam out with the gauntlet down, so just saying, hey, you know what, you better watch yourself, because otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and close this stock out. And just like that, I mean, take a look at Impala, so far behind, was so close to winning game 1, and I get scared in scenarios like this where it's like, is the train just gonna crash? Or did you just run out? Do you need a Red Bull to get yourself back into it? This is not the time to need a Red Bull.
Yeah, and the ground pound hits there, and Impala is trying to get that momentum back, but you gotta see here, because Luna with the gauntlets, nice side light, gets the nair, gravity cancel, neutral light to tack on even more damage to Impala, and as he jumps off the side of the stage, trying to pressure, maybe putting out a nair, a ground pound, something. No, Luna just comes back, puts up the side lights, and the nair in the recovery takes Luna off the top of the stage and even up the game 2-2.
Okay, and that's not a conversion you see people go for often. A lot of the time it's going to be that down air into the side air, but Impala saying, you know what, I think you might go high. I'm just going to go for the recovery and calling out Luna's movement. And now I think Impala's back. We got some damage being racked up here, playing well in the neutral, and of course on a stage like this, it is so small you can't run away here. You guys have to get in there, get close, and personal.
And look at that, so many great falling down airs. Gets the grounded neutral there, puts it the down stick, wrong direction. Luna falls in with the punish, but no weapons can be seen for him to get a good one. Gauntlet's picked up, the down stick come through again. But the D-Light side air after that side light pickup means Impala takes the lead once again in game number 2. However, Flambo, we were here before. The Qatar side stick came in, and then Luna just destroyed Impala's defense in that final moments of that game. And we're close to maybe having a repeat of that scenario. Nice job jumping out of the way of that neutral signature, and Impala puts in the pressure with the neutral light, but he hasn't got too much damage yet, and this could go back to an even game in just a matter of seconds.
And Impala has to watch out for the weapon throw. That's essentially what got Luna the stock, forcing Impala into the corner. He wasn't privy to spot dodge in time and was able to use his superior positioning to close that stock out with a Qatar Sayer. And now we have a final stock scenario. Those Qatars, if Luna gets one good dodge read, could lead to disaster for Impala. So he has to be careful. Don't go off stage versus him unless you're extremely confident, because they'll turn it around on you and you don't want to be here. Somehow, Impala makes it back, but the down sig from Diamond Head, they are fighting in this corner. Impala finally makes it back to the stage.
Oh, the neutral light gets him. Chase dodges up, falls to the air, weapon throw, picks up a fresh pair of guitars. The side stick can come through, but Impala stops the pressure with the side light. Neutral light boxes him out, and Impala really trying to get the win. That side stick catches Luna right as he was about to duck beneath the stage, takes him off the top, and brings it to a game 3 with an even set count.
I was gonna say, you gotta make him earn it, because Impala right there, I don't know how Impala does that. Pretty much every person I've spoken to that plays Kaya is usually like, yo bro, the spear side sig is like the bad one. But like somehow Impala, every time he throws it out, it always manages to connect and it manages to KO. I feel like it doesn't have force like that, but somehow he knows the range so perfectly. That's mastery.
On top of having a lot of end lag on whiff, you have to be precision perfect to be able to get that stab, right? And I reacted to that, but just to finish that thought on the side stick, the one few cases where I thought, okay, this is a really great signature, was watching Acno and Twos use it to punish Blasters players for using neutral and downlight a lot. But in ones, you don't exactly have that thing where you're punishing somebody on that whiff. But here, Impala, like you said, still making it work, and Luna over to the Tai Lung, bringing out the Mordex in game number 3, as the sight is just popping off here at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, I don't think he got a touch, and that's just gonna be a stock just like that. One more. No, doesn't line it up quite right to go ahead and close out the edge guard, and that's gonna be a really big drop, honestly, for Luna, because look at all this damage Impala has been able to tack on now because of that missed corner guard, and Impala answering back so loudly, trying to get that KO off the top and really make a statement.
Yeah, luckily for Impala, that dare can't active input towards the top of the stage, because that got super high up there. But yeah, Flambo, he was 15 seconds into almost taking that first stock in this game 3, but Impala makes it back while sweating, and then tacks on a ton of damage himself. Now we're in a dead even game, and the first stock could go either way. Luna with one nair, no follow-up for that side light into, goes out for the recovery. Can't get that recovery to connect after all these combo stars, and Impala's still surviving here on this first stock.
Okay, they're just trying to see if they can find that KO confirm. A Sayer from the site is not going to be enough from Luna. Tries to go off stage and find a down air, but can't get that one to connect. But what was that conversion? Hello? Goes for the weapon throw, the immediate gravity cancel, picks up the site and sends him packing.
What an amazing knockout there. Impala getting hit by that weapon throw, but just too late for Luna. Sidelight hits, puts him off the side of the stage, and the weapon guard here is pretty clever. If that nair didn't hit, he could have starved Impala of the weapon a little bit longer. Impala trying to get Luna to do a reaction there with that weapon throw into the ground. Picks it right back up, though, and Luna doesn't take the bait, and the damage continues to rack on to Luna's favor.
Oh man, and Luna caught the recovery with that one, but an exhausted recovery from Impala as a very aggressive fight back to the stage is actually going to secure the first stock on the side of Luna.
And here we go, Luna with the side. Really focusing on this weapon after that switch off from Diamond Head. Sidelight comes through with punish, gets the dare. Now Luna looking for that
Estamos chegando.
Impala, even when Impala's missing these openings, he's staying stacked on top of Luna, and Luna can't get those neutral lights to connect. And while off stage, avoiding everything that Luna's putting out, Impala is taking this game back to his favor.
Oh my goodness, Impala, beautiful down sig, not quite enough. The weapon throw is going to connect, but not enough juice to secure the KO, and won't be able to find the final pogo instead. Oh, that almost combo, that would have been wild.
He's still trying to combo the other weapon throws as well. The nair comes through, and Impala in the process of starving Luna from the weapon.
Oh, perfect.
He's continuing the combos. Every weapon that gets thrown off the side of the stage, Luna just has to struggle back towards it, and the nair hits, and one more of those. Impala gets it, takes the lead in game number 3, and is one stock away from bringing this to match point.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say, Taz. I don't think anyone expected the match to go quite like this, but Impala showing why, one, he's so skilled, and two, y'all should be playing Bo. Why aren't y'all playing Bo?
I mean, Impala has been on Kaya since the beginning, ever since the legend was released, and he's doing so well with it here at BCX, the biggest tournament of the year in Luna. With the Scythe, gets the sides that gravity cancels, and that 7 defense finally coming in strong here for Impala. And we've learned that if Luna can't finish off the stock, Impala gets like an extra 50 damage and then some.
Okay, and another Sayer, and Scythe can struggle to find the KOs if you're not getting those early stocks off the side of the map. Now it's going to be another Sayer after the first one wasn't able to KO to go ahead and bring Impala down to the final stock. But if Impala can find a weapon, he's going to be fine to go ahead and try to collect this game. But the map is so small that he takes so much damage just to get this first weapon. Luna's essentially brought it back already.
He's brought it back, and that side air hitting there is huge. Impala dash jumps back, goes to the ground, puts it in the airs. We're talking about how well is doing. Luna's adapting. Sarah hits from the side of the stage. One down, everybody huge, but Impala with the recovery takes Luna off the top of the stage. Fresh Scythe picked up, and Impala still in the edge guard scenario. And is it going to be that side stick again? No! A Pogo into recovery. That's twice that Impala has gotten that knockout. And look at that, just completely cool, confident, and collected as he brings Luna, PR #1 in North America, to match point. 2-1. What's Luna gonna pick here? The Diamond Head went away. The Tylone came out, and it looked honestly just as difficult. And then just think, Flambo, in the beginning of that game, game #3, 15 seconds in, it was almost a 0 to knockout. Impala barely survived, sweating to touch the stage, and somehow takes the lead after that, playing phenomenally.
I don't know what to say. Is Luna gonna go ahead and go back to Old Faithful? Is it gonna be a Taros kind of day? Is Zip gonna get what he wanted? Or is he gonna stick true to his game plan, maybe go to Caspian, say, you know what, we're gonna keep going with what I was doing and play a little bit better?
You think the break glass in case of emergency pick is the other the Taros?
Yeah, I think
it's been some time. I mean, it's what Luna made his name on in the game. And he's thinking long and hard about this pick here, because if he goes down to the elimination bracket, that is going to be a tough road to go through, right? Impala got through Stingray, PR #2, 3-0 to get here, and it's looking like it's going to be Tai Lung for the match point, and Impala patiently waiting, saying, all right, let's go on to the next game, because once I win this, I will be representing North America in the grand finals.
Okay, and it looks like, looking at the stage picks, Luna has left small Brawlhaven open.
Olá.
End up going back there. I don't know.
Got one more fan.
Olá. Ai, a cadeira tá ao contrário. Jovens seres humanos, sejam bem-vindos à live da cadeira. Como vocês estão? Eu espero que vocês estejam maravilhosamente bem. Seguinte, galera, deixa eu só pegar meu óculos, que meu óculos é chave. Cadê meu óculos, irmão? Gente, cadê meu óculos? Alguém viu meu óculos aí, gente? Ah, tá aqui, ó. Que gemido. Do que, doido? Não dei nenhum. Sejam bem-vindos. Ó, vai começar a partida. Droga, tela errada. Aqui, ó. Sejam bem-vindos, pessoal. Mais uma livezinha. A gente tá acompanhando as finais hoje. E a gente tem o Kaina. Kainão. Eu disse que você disse que seria bota. Um monte de gente disse aí, ó. Ai, sacanagem. Wesley foi eliminado? Ai, cara, eu acho que sim. Ah, foi ontem que ele foi eliminado, não foi? Let's go. Luna versus Impala. Pessoal do YouTube, sejam bem-vindos à live, tá? Me desculpem pela demora. Como é que vocês estão? Quem quiser ajudar na live do YouTube, gente, exclamação live, tá? Pra ajudar o canalzinho a ser monetizado, tá bom? Pra dar um suporte pra mim. Hello, Cadeira Game. Olá, sejam todos bem-vindos. Como é que vocês estão? E o pessoal do YouTube, como é que vocês estão? Temos aí um começo bom pro Impala. Let's go. Gente, não vou narrar o jogo, tá? A gente vai mais acompanhar como se a gente estivesse sentado no sofá junto. Olha. Boa noite, Leviatã, tudo bom? Caraca, olha o read do maluco. Meloquio, seja muito bem-vindo, meu querido, tudo bom? Já estão aí com a jantinha de vocês pronta já? A jantinha. Opa, bem-vindo, mano, espero que hoje é live, tudo bom? Ó.
Despite you saying that, neutral lights the other way. Side light in an air, Luna dodges down. Next time Impala might adapt with the down air, but until then Luna has to get back to the stage and finally.
Nice, pegou o spot dodge bonito ali. Como é que você tá, Sub? Oi, Saul. Mano, por que tá tão escuro aqui? Macaxeira com salsicha, nice. Oi, Lynx, oi, Cueco, tudo bom? Gente, a gente já fala sobre a nova arma, a gente já fala... Ai, o crossover de Avatar tá tão lindo. Meu querido, tô de boa, mano. Pera, essa é a semifinal? Semifinals, da Winner Brackets. Como olha a meta do Brawl? Cara, não existe um site que coloca a meta, os metas, se eu não me engano. Não lembro de ter um site que faz isso. Até porque varia um pouco de pessoa pra pessoa também, tá ligado? Pra roteiro como pessoa. Nossa, ficou muito bonito. Nossa, velho. Katara não tá, Korra não tá. Mas vamos esperar uma parte 2, porque só tem 3, velho. Se só tem 3, mano, vai chegar uma parte 2 alguma hora. Olha, eu tava curtindo jogar de core, hein? Um pouquinho, joguei uma na Ranked, consegui ganhar com ele. Eu tava jogando de random, Cat Par foi. Ok, let's go. Caraca, mano, os dois já estão... Nice. Catapim fazer cross progression é você basicamente jogar com a mesma conta no PC e essa mesma conta você joga no celular, no console, onde você puder jogar, tá ligado? Você não precisa começar uma conta do zero, tá ligado? Bem, acho que a Ori e a Suri tá no meta. É, não, sim. A Suri tá com uma Catarse braba demais. Orion tá com uma Speed e uma Rocket doida. É o Winners, calma lá. Quem será que vai ser o campeão desse ano, cara? Vamos torcer pro nosso BR, né, mano? Aí, o Hatsu, seja muito bem-vindo. Robertal, Hatsu, Samuel Arcos, Phelps, Saul, Monk de Luffy, e o senhor Antônio Thiago. Opa, mano, seja muito bem-vindo vocês aí também, tá? É nóis. Cara, torcendo muito pelo Kaira, mano. Mostrando nova arma, sim, a gente já vai falar sobre a nova arma. E eu confesso que eu gostei, mas eu não senti tanto hype quanto eu senti, sei lá, não sei, com Gauntlet talvez. Estamos o quê? Como tu tá, Lynx? Eu tô indo, mano, e tu? Tudo bem? Ó, Impala de Kaia, mano. Kaia tá cada vez mais se mostrando um bicho doido, né? A Kaia tem uns 8 ou 80 muito maroto, velho. Tipo, a pessoa não faz nada da partida do nada, ela pega e mete bomba, tá ligado?
One thing that I was correct on, I said that his win condition, Duke, you asked me, what is it going to take from the win? It was going to take that spear for space control, and he was going to have to make sure that his defensive dodges were on point. Sometimes it wasn't even about his dodges. I wish we had the highlights, but one of the times when Luna had a Scythe edge guard on him, all he did was get clipped, and he hit a fast fall that made him dodge a down air. That really would have put him in a bad situation. And it was little stuff like that, being able to move perfectly on the defensive end allowed him to control the game.
Yeah, Impala's movement was impeccable. Ajax, anything else you want to say about how Impala played now?
Orb é bagulho. Ô, Gatinho 737, seja muito bem-vindo. Obrigado pelo follow, meu querido. Tudo bom contigo? Me lembrei da Chun-Li quando vi a arma nova. Então, Antônio, eu também. Eu falei, mano, era o crossover perfeito pra Chun-Li, velho. Gauntlets e bota. Até agora eu não tô acreditando, não é possível que o Impala ganhou. É, meu filho.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, no matter how much I want him to play Taros, that Taros going into that spear wasn't gonna be a good look. I don't think that was the answer.
Deixa eu dar uma olhada na bracket rapidão.
Respectable picks. The Mordex was looking really, really good. I think that was the choice.
Quantos pontos vocês estão na live do Brawl?
Like, seriously though, he just couldn't. What Luna does to people is he breaks you down, puts the mental stack on you, and you don't know what to do anymore. And Luna could not condition him. that was the answer to
É,
the
Godly Kaina.
Well, Impala has earned his spot in the winners final. He now awaits the winner of our next
Sim, sim, né,
match,
mano?
Godly
Crossover
versus
perfeito
Kaina.
pra Chun-Li,
The
velho.
last two
Tem que fazer uma versão alternativa agora. Chun-Li com as botas.
North Americans are going to be challenging each other for that spot in the winners final. And of course, on the elimination side of things, we've still got Java and Radish,
Ó, Kaina ali, ó.
Stingray, but Godly
Kaina tá jogando de
are up
Code?
next. Ajax, tell me about this matchup.
I mean, we're looking at
Como é que você tá, Wallace? Tudo bom?
everybody has had that question mark all year long.
A nova arma já tem trailer de gameplay no YouTube, amigo.
To be the one to end it all. And honestly, the way that it's been looking, it might be that way. But that being said, kind of.
Gente, a tela tá preta porque eu tô usando outra página aqui, daí ele dá umas bugadas assim.
The only representative left of South America and the only
Ó,
representative left of
Luna Impala, aí o Impala ganhou, agora a gente tem Godly Kaina, acho que vai ser agora? Depois na loser tem McGee, Stingray, Java e Radish. Doideira, mano. Bem, mas eu só vou estar melhor se o cara levar o troféu pra casa. Nossa, ia ser top, mano. Imagina uma lenda com calças e boots. Verdadeiro personagem de anime. Vira essa boca pra lá. Tira do cara, ele leva BCX. É, pra quem par de Nike. Será que vai ter uma bota, que a skin da bota é uma mão? Aqueles, né?
Well, we'll find out for sure. Flambeau, Taza, let us know the deal.
Right, so we're going to have some more of the best
Gente, só um segundo, rapidão.
of their respective regions going to
Rapidão.
bout against each other, and you heard it from them. They're all counting kinda out. I'm actually a little bit surprised about that. What do you think?
I'm pretty surprised about that too, considering how the community vote was going into that last matchup. It looks a little bit more fair here at that 66-34. And let me tell you, Godly may have came to North America here to play at the World Championship, but he has been playing the South America bracket going up into this winners semifinals, because to get here, he had to take down Low-Res into use, and now he's fighting the best player in South America, Kaina, in this best of 5 to see who's going to go up against Impala to represent their respective region, because it is Europe versus South America here at BCX 2022.
We're going to have the Asuri versus the Koji. If this isn't a classic BCX matchup, I do not know what is.
And on Demon Island to boot, and here we go. Sword versus sword, Katars versus Bow, and Godly opens up strong with Katars. One neutral light, countered by a neutral light from Kaina, as both players go blow for blow. Who is going to get the first combo here? So far, it's been difficult for either one to get in on each other, and Kaina, D-Light side air, first strong combo, second strong combo of the set, and here we go. Kaina looking for the third, but Godly just ekes past it as he's trying to get some damage of his own. Kaina shortly in the lead here as that downer comes onto the stage, and he continues to put Godly off stage.
Ooh.
A hard read on the gravity cancel side stick, trying to get a fast stop off of EU's best here in game number 1.
Okay, and you know that Koji's out with the bow, so that means a down sig is going to be sent flying any moment now. So we're going to see if Godly can go ahead and avoid that, but kind of saying maybe if I get the D-Light instead. Doesn't go for the recovery. I don't think it may have KO there. Was like, I don't think so. I'm going to get a little bit of extra damage. The next one for sure,
Let's
though.
go, Kaina.
Oh, but he's got to hit those hits, and Godly with the sword over here is kind of unarmed. Nice job with the sword picked up. These D-Lights from the edge have been catching Godly's head here, and if he doesn't jump, he can get the cider afterwards. And he's looking for it, but Godly makes it back to the stage without also being a risk there. No, doesn't matter. Neutral light comes through, kind of going off stage.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes!
Side air into the stage, gets the stage spike.
Nossa, um crossover do Sandy agora. Que Sandy? De Junior?
Solid right now, if I do have to say. I don't know, man. Ajax, Zip, y'all.
We can reliably expect the votes to, well, not be as close as you think it's going to be, because Kaina is so dominant here. He's catching Godly on all these recoveries.
Opa!
Okay, that's a good cider there. Kaina just barely missed the stage, and Godly's capitalizing, goes in for the
Nice, 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 nice!
Kaina gets a D-Light cider. No recovery from Godly. No recovery. He has to dodge to the stage. Goes for the nair, and Godly dodges away. Then
cara, essa surge do Kaina tá...
The damage is still in his favor, and Godly's almost in deep orange flambeau. Okay,
recovery, galera.
Stop some of the pressure, but so far it's been all Kaina.
And that's the thing about Kaina as a player. It's that, like, most people pick a legend and then they say which character has the sword and I'll play that character. There's a lot of people that do that. But for Kaina, it's like sword is the primary and then whatever the other weapon is the secondary. Yeah, he has a bow in hand right now, but it's not going to be for that long. Most of the damage is on the sword.
Calma lá.
On the sword, the plays are on the sword.
Olha a espada, mano, como é que vai?
Kind of doesn't want to show his cards too soon, but it could be a great edge guard here, but he wants to go over the sword. Those downlines have been fantastic, and look at the spacing there, kind of whipping that and realizing that if he moved at all, Godly might be able to get that hit, stand still, and then gets the punish. Swan back to the stage, dive kick just barely catches Godly off guard. Bow picked up, a neutral air could take Godly up the top, but Godly dodges the down air, goes to the delay, and Kaina with the pickup does not get the follow-up, but still the first stock is looking like it's going to go over his way unless Godly with his weapon picked up.
Agora espadinha, espadinha.
Right off the bottom left of Demon Island, and Kaina's one stock away from going up to the lead in this game.
Podia pick dele hoje.
And one thing I love about the way Kaina
Será?
plays the sword is that he, more than any other player I've seen, will go for either these dash jump, turnaround, fastball neutral airs, or he'll get the reverse chase dodge neutral air, and always tacking on a little bit of extra damage where most players are unable to.
Yeah, the thought to have the gravity cancel neutral air, oh, the D-light into the down air ground pound. It's a 4-hit combo coming up from the sword, and Kaina is on the verge of 2-stocking Godly in game number 1 here at BCX 2022. I mean, my goodness, the Nair comes through and Godly finally gets a sider, can kind of make it back. Weapon throw dodge out of the way. The gravity cancel neutral sync was the most brilliant idea that he had there. If Godly did anything other than bait out that attack with a spot dodge in the air, kind of would have interrupted that unarmed air, that unarmed ground pound, and gotten the knockout. But still, Godly has to get a 0 to death here on the side of the stage if he wants to win this game.
Okay, kind of saying, all right, the down six finally comes out, and just what we think is going to be enough to KO, that 45-degree angle coming in clutch, keeping Godly alive just a little bit longer.
Down air hits, and kind of doing a great job interrupting Godly's strings. The neutral light gets
Nice. Tá perdendo 2-0 pro Raid de Yasuri. Jogou pra Code e virou? Mas eles estavam mostrando essas partidas aonde? No Brawlhalla? Kaina só vai, maluco. Viu a morte ali? Quem que viu a morte? Spell FPS, seja muito bem-vindo, meu querido. Spell FPS 1, obrigado pelo follow, tudo bom?
It makes sense, right? You're sitting on the sword, and a lot of the time, Kaina will always go for the move that.
Quem é o Kaina? É o outro jovem ali.
Rather than going for, oh, maybe the optimal punish is to go for like a D-light here. If he knows he can just get an N-light, he's just gonna do it, and so he kind of chips away.
Obrigado pelo suporte, meu querido. Obrigado pelo subzinho. Se tu tiver no nosso Discord, exclamação Discord, caso tu quiser entrar lá no servidor, tá? Você vai ter um cargozinho de sub aqui da Twitch. Aí no caso você vai ter um chat de texto e um chat de voz, tá bom? É nóis. Só pra galera que é sub. Let's go. Obrigadão, mano. Ajuda muito. Ai, velho, começou com a Orb.
Finally picking up a weapon, but already in deep orange, and Godly looking for those landings. The neutralize has a very strong start in game number 2.
Now, one thing I am a little bit worried about, despite the fact that it's been a good start for Godly, you have to remember who did kind of beat to get to this part of bracket. It was Radish.
That was Radish.
It was Radish.
PR number 3 from North America.
And who does he play, Tazo?
Going down to 3-2, and that is on the Petra. Exactly.
Nice.
So he had the warm-up, so to speak, on North America's best at this legend, but Godly, well, just the best in Europe in general. Can definitely play anything that he's got prepared here. And if he thinks Petra's the
manda pra baixo ainda.
Well, so far, so good.
Okay. Now can he keep this momentum going in the red?
Obrigadão pelo sub, mano. 4 meses. É nóis. Tá ligado? Perigoso. Beijão.
Keeping Kaina in the air every time he gets a side light. Might even opt to go for a side light D-light to try to set up the juggle rather than just going for the side air outright.
Ooh, and the Nair hits. It's going to take a few more of those on Demon Island.
Nice.
Side air on the landing, goes all the way out there with the recovery. Godly, nice fastball at the very end to avoid any falling side air from Kaina, and he makes it back, gets the gauntlets. The pickup, that recovery just nearly catches Godly's spot dodge, but the side air will do it, and Kaina evens up the game 2-2.
Até pesadelo com Orb dessa VCX. Orb é um negócio muito doido, velho.
Chips away. Eventually it'll lead to a knockout, but Godly is getting so much damage per engagement, and that's
Ai, velho, foi triste.
Coming out on the side of Kaina there, putting a full stock lead in the favor of Godly.
Yeah, that gravity cancel side coming out there was basically sealing the deal.
Oi, Menico, tudo bom? Como é que você tá, menino?
so you can get back to the stage fast with the weapon. In this stock to one scenario, kind of very behind. Let's see what he can do with this weapon, because if he's doing that chip away style, yes, it's beautiful when you've got that stock lead.
Nice.
It's really got to rely
Nice.
on the combos that we saw earlier in the game, and kind of starting to get those now. As the downer comes through with a double dunk, does not connect, and Godly gets punished. But those side airs, so good on the wake up.
Okay, and kind of seeing if maybe this stock can be taken, but Godly doing such a good job of whip punching every single attack that kind of has thrown out. And I was talking about this a little bit earlier in the Raiders set, that kind of is a player that plays so much better, I think, with a lead, so that when you're behind and you have to swing, Godly now is putting you on the other foot.
Ooh, and a side stick whip.
Perigoso, velho. Gravity cancel.
Recovery just barely not knocking out, and while Kaina can get him off the side of the stage here, Gravity cancel slightly does not connect, and Godly
Obrigado pelo follow, meu querido.
neutral light whiffs, and the side air forces Kaina to dip down low. Gauntlets coming through here, and that could be the stock. No, Dare. Almost too far to the left, the recoveries are not connecting, but that will be able to pummel, and a
Rapaz.
returns the favor to 2-stock in game number 2.
Bora, Kaina.
Kaina's got, because you were telling me about Kaina, basically as long as the Legends got sword, it's on the table.
Man, I am surprised by how brave Kaina was in those last few
Orb é um negócio doido, mano.
The gravity cancel side light, also just like doing nairs on like the very last pixel.
Hype train da Twitch, hype train. Será que alguém vai? Lynx só, o cara da BR tá no game ainda. Até onde eu sei é. Onde eu sei sim. Pra cima dele, esquina. Esquina da mesa. Bom dia. Tu deu bom dia pra mim, Minico? Ou não? Bom dia, meu príncipe, será? Porno tá banido? Não. Dei. Como é que você tá, meu querido? Vaquita, seja muito bem-vinda. Como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Oi, fofo. Oi. Lynx, Luz, cara. Kaina pegou Sidra. Let's go. Sword aí, tá na Sword. Será que ele mete um Boldiver, velho?
Okay, and it's interesting because I think Kaina was realizing it's taking me a little bit too long to get these KOs. I need to swap over to a weapon where, if I guess right, I can do a whole lot of damage per engagement, because that's where Godly has been lapping him over and over. But will this cannon be good enough? So far, it's able to hang, but he has been on the back foot just a little bit the entire time.
Oh, nice dash away from that side, like gets the punch. Just barely does not knock out. Kaina with the sword, yeah. With the dodge punishes, Kaina's been doing a great job, but as we were talking about, he's really just getting, you know, a side air here, a down air there, although that might just be enough, Lambo. He got the stuff recovery as well, but no, Godly, so good at recovery.
Oh, and immediately goes for the weapon start here. Kaina trying to put some pressure unarmed here, but doesn't really want to deal with the disjoint of the orb. And
Nice!
Conversion gets the gravity cancel D-Light, picks up the weapon, goes immediately into the neutral air. That was a true conversion.
I cannot believe what I just saw, and he made that decision on the fly. He saw the weapon manifest.
Ele não tinha recurso?
The idea manifested at the same time. Gets that D-Light in there and keeps the game even for what was looking like a Godly weapon starve. Kaina takes the lead, but Godly fighting real back, not phased by the creativity of Kaina's cannon.
And granted, I do want to give credit to Kaina for finding that, but you're not going to get all your KOs like that. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see like a D-Light nair for one of these or something, because you can't expect to find opportunities like that ever again.
I mean, we'll see, Flambo. Kaina's looking like one of the most creative players I've ever seen play the game. Clearly, PR1
Kaina.
for a reason, and maybe we might just see more of that in order for him to get this set win over Godly. Godly and Kaina fighting in the sky, uses the ground pound to delay the landing.
Droga, pegou o side air.
Catch the landing when Kaina finally gets to the ground. Side air, orb knocked out of his hands. Dive kick,
nice.
Punished by the Saren. Kaina takes the lead in game number 3.
I think you were on to something about saying this might be a counter pick war, because at this point it looks like the Sidra could potentially be the answer here. Big damage.
Quem foi desclassificado foi.
Oh my goodness, so much damage in the span of like 5 seconds, Taza.
Another Saren
running away with it.
Another Saren could come through here. Godly finally gets in there, brings Kaina to the ground, but the ground pound just calls Godly out. Sidelight not followed up by a recovery. Recovery whiff. Sider comes through and Kaina gets it all. They're both sweating. The blast just barely avoids Godly, and the sidelight. Sider will catch Kaina on the ground. It's 1-1, but it's also looking like game 1, where Godly's 1 hit away.
Ter um Zol. É que ele tem. Ele tá indo bastante na Sword também, né? Na Sword ele tá indo legal. Opa!
but the beat
Perigoso.
does not connect. And Godly,
Okay, he makes it back, but the Nares will catch him. Finally, the Sider comes through. I was surprised I kind of put the anchor out at that junction. But here he comes through. Sidelight hits Godly with the gauntlet. The tentacle does not connect.
Cacilda.
And then Pommel, Godly bringing it back. This is the Sider to do it. He has a dodge and a recovery, that's all. And Godly goes to the read, and we didn't expect to see the downlight, and the recovery comes through, and kinda could lose the game off of that drop.
No.
Sidelight Sayer kinda has one more chance to recover.
did kind of throw that D-like Sayer would have for certain led to the victory there, but now kind of. Oh, how did he dodge that?
Explosion.
What?
Into it. Godly, they both whip. Downlight could go for an air.
No. Ai, mano, aquele downlight.
And a sigh of relief is seen from Godly there as he wins game number 3 and brings the match point for South America.
Respira, relaxa, tipo. Mas puta vida, aquele downlight que ele pegou, ele não, acho que ele não botou fé que ele ia pegar, velho. Downlight nessa situação ali era muito perigoso, velho. Vai, agora, Kaina, let's go.
That game 4 or that game 3 was so close. It kind of wants to bring it to a game 5. I want to see a game 5. Here we go into game number 4. Godly versus Kaina. Cannon versus Orb, and Kaina with the
nice Kaina
is looking fantastic going to the beginning of this one as Adair connects and blasts Godly in the deep orange.
And I'm not even too concerned about the fact that Godly's behind right now, because that was the case at the start of that last stock. But
nice. Pegou ali já. Gauntlet, né, mano? Let's go.
Godly was still able to go ahead and bring it back, and look at these gauntlets. The pressure is unrivaled. Kinda getting stuffed by these weapon tosses as well, but a stray Sayer will go.
Sobre no Discord é automático, amigo. Você tem que sincronizar lá. Oi, Leozinho. Léo 2. Ficou muito na mira. Não sei se tinha muito o que fazer ali, não.
Oh my goodness, this is one of the best sets of Brawlhalla I have seen ever, Taza. The action is not slowing down by any means, and we're watching as these two titans are fighting each other, but who will come out on top? We were saying we want to see a game 5. Kinda has to get some sort of aggression to make that happen, but these gauntlets from Godly have been the answer this game.
Oh, ele foi ali com tudo, viu? Rapaz. Ai, essa gauntlets, mano. Nice.
Just jump right over Godly, get back to the stage, and the edge guard scenario is reversed. Weapon throw, pick up, neutral light, punished by the dare. Both players going blow for blow. Kinda now with the cannon. This is where he's been getting Godly off guard with the dodges, and you look for it there, just barely missed that read, and Godly now running away with it.
Okay, and Godly looks for the weapon spawn, but it spawns over the platform, which is a perfect spot.
Let's go, Kaina. Let's go.
Let's go.
Nós criamos o Kaina no Winners.
To go ahead and take this set.
Yeah, which is a rarity for Kinda. I was expecting another 80 damage into a side air, but finally we see one of those combo starters connect, and Kinda connects it with the nair, and Godly goes off the top. But Kinda goes down shortly afterwards. Gravity cancel sidelining towards the blast zone, just trying to get back sooner as Godly is keeping this as close as humanly possible. He is one stock away from getting into grand finals, and Kinda on the Sidra is so close to getting into a game 5.
Here we go. Looks like Godly. I mean, these gauntlets have been so impeccable.
Droga.
Got the dodge there, but a beautiful fastball out of hit stun from Kinda spares him a little bit of extra damage. But how long can he keep that going? Kinda's retaliating. Godly is also swinging back. It is not stopping here.
The Silent comes through. He's not finding anything off of it, but the damage is still good.
Ai, que droga, gauntlets, velho.
Went back to the stage. Kinda with the sword, dashed up nair, dashed up pivot side air. He's getting the damage through, but Godly with the gun has shown that he's gotten more damage per engagement than Kinda. But does that matter? Slider to the side of the stage. Anger could come through. He's weighing out all the jumps, but Godly, sidelight nair, waiting on the stage. Second sidelight, Godly, one recovery away from the win. And it's so close.
Can Kinda bring this to a game 5, or will Godly close the game out right here? He needs a D-light. He can't get it. The recovery's not enough.
Não acredito que ele morreu.
He's going deep.
The down like to come through here, but if you gravity can't,
não, de novo não.
If he gets the sidelight, Sarah can make it back. He's got one more chance, Flambeau.
Oh, and he weaves right around the recovery from the orb.
Ai, velho. Não. Não pode... Ai, velho, contra a Orb não pode deixar cair assim, velho. Ai, velho. Ele pegou o quê? 2 ou 3 vezes o land ali do Kai, né? Eu acho. Que cara cagado. Ele não é cagado, mano. Ele joga bem. Não vamos menosprezar o cara. Ele não é cagado. Mas ele podia ter morrido naquele recover.
609 over to the 545 from Kaina. As we were saying,
Caraca, mano.
close match. I'm looking at all the stats here and it's like, yeah, I mean, look at the signature attack accuracy on both sides.
Pois é, Luiz.
They were not finding it.
Yeah, and while I was thinking the average damage engagement was widely in Godly's favor, it was actually a difference of 2. That was so incredible. I love this match, and I'm so excited to hear what the analysts have to say about it. Let's take it over to them.
EU going into the winners final. Godly proving a lot of people right and believing in him. Zip, I know that you were one of the people that believed in him, but maybe had a little doubts after game number 1. How'd you feel about that set?
Oh, you're not lying, man. Game number 1 had me terrified because that was some amazing swordplay coming out of Kaina. Kaina was playing so well and then swapping over.
Acho que acabou no final. Não sei. O problema é que ele tava controlando muito o ground de Gauntlets. O Jump Nair e o Side Light, mano, pega uma área ali difícil demais de lidar contra. Muito complicado, velho. Várias vezes quando eu vou jogar de contra Gauntlets, eu me encontro numa situação parecida, tipo, que eu tenho que ficar flutuando de alguma maneira, porque o cara vai me pegar com qualquer recurso, tá ligado? Tá assim, ó, meu viewership rewards. Bem ruim. Bem ruimzinho. Eu não peguei os de ontem também.
Godly just became godly again. Like the counter pick definitely helped. I like the pressure that kind of had off stage. It kind of helped him with recovery too, because you mentioned while we were watching that he has a pretty big habit.
Já foi, mano. Já foi, já. Ontem, na real. Fala, Lynx Wagner. Oi, Keirozene, tudo bom contigo? Seja bem-vindo.
Well, we've got some highlights coming in from that matchup that we just got to watch. Zip, we saw Godly versus Kaina.
Ele é Brasil, cara foda. Ah, vai ter gente que vai querer jogar na cara, né? Algumas coisas.
There was a lot of spectacular bow play going on. And now, this swap right here, this was huge because Godly needed to get this swap over, and the orb was the answer. I think that was the best thing he could do to go into that bow. But then, this is where it changed. I said before, whenever this happened, the cannon was the answer to the gauntlets, to the orb. But the gauntlets were the answer to the cannon, and that is what ended up riding into the victory of Godly.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money with that. Every single time the switch off happened, you were immediately saying, like, he's got to get to the sword. The gauntlets are out. He can't stay where he is. He has to get to the sword. And that's actually what started evening it up.
Não fica lá embaixo o Scold? Fica.
Both of them were scrambling, but the consistency of side light, side air, Godly is so good at
Tô dizendo que eu não peguei porque eu não completei a track.
Before you make it back, and he reads you so hard, and that's exactly how it went down.
E Wagner, o que você não conseguiu, eu te dou. Sacanagem.
It was an incredibly fun set. We got to see Godly and Impala earn their spots in the winners finals. We're going to take a short little break, and when we come back, we'll be bringing you the elimination.
Ninguém, mas por que tem 2G aí? Eu não entendi. Oh, mas teve gente que conseguiu pegar. Vi gente usando o loading frame. Não teve? Cala a boca. Por quê?
we are now getting into the
Né, ué?
elimination side of the top 8 of things where there are no more second chances. A loss here in these best of 5s, I mean, they are done for the day. We've got Meg D, Stingray, Java, and Radish on deck. I think we're going to be kicking off with Meg D versus Stingray. So Ajax, tell me about that match.
I mean, you already alluded to it. There's no more chances from this point forward. And this is separation of thousands of dollars in between each
Pegar mais
match.
Rabicó, mano, mas eu não sei onde é que tá.
Stingray, of course, being PR number 2, but one of the people you don't want to fight in a long match where things are stressed is Meg D. He has some of
Onde é
the
que tá meu
best
Rabicó?
defense in all of Brawlhalla. He proved that he can make it all the way through a lower side run at MSI. It could happen again here today.
One of the
Oxi.
things that I love about Meg D is we keep talking about
Eu tirei antes de ir pro banho ou eu tirei no banho?
over the past year, like about the last like 6
Eu não
months
lembro
or so,
mais.
he started to get way more aggressive. When you watch that match from him and Luna earlier, there was a lot of aggression that came into play. He was doing really good with that.
Tô tão
same
bolado que nem reparei.
he was
Tadinho.
going tit for tat, matching blow for blow with him.
Ai,
And it
velho.
was huge.
Well, I
Foi
gotta
triste.
apologize because we're starting off with Java and Radish. I jumped the gun. That's my bad. This is why they put Sheepy in this spot. I'm just here filling
Look,
for a
you did
little
the
bit.
best used
I
car
tried.
salesman you could
I
to make
did.
us believe in you.
I
that
really,
was
you
working.
know, this car, it's basically unused. But we've got Java versus Radish, actually in favor of Radish. I want to hear your predictions. Zip, who you thinking?
Java and Radish, man. Look, I mean, this is what did Taza do the other day where he like kind of set up a? He said, "Oh, if he goes to 2-0, then right." Like I kind of wanted to do a stipulation type thing. It's literally
Stage, tudo bom?
If it starts off in the favor of Java, I think Java carries the rest of the match on and wins. But if that orb gets turned up at the beginning of the match, I mean, I don't know, man. Radish, when Radish is going,
Se tivesse a sessão PC esse ano, quando eu comecei a jogar Brawl esse ano, e você me ajudou muito a evoluir no jogo. Só tive acesso a um PC esse ano, então eu comecei esse ano. Nice, mano. Pô, legal que você tá evoluindo. Muito bom. Você conhece o canal principal? Igual eu falo nos vídeos aí do Lynx. Do Lynx não, do... Como é que fala? Do Full Play. Oi, Taxis, tudo bom?
Well, I gotta tell y'all, Twitch chat does not agree with you. 60-40 in favor of Java. Java, a little bit of the more popular pick, but we're gonna find out who ultimately is the victor. Flambeau, Taza, take it away.
Java, a fan favorite in North America, is going to be coming up next, going up against Radish and Flambeau. We were talking a little bit about it in that kind of match earlier. If you were worried that you weren't going to see more Petra on the screen, well, don't worry about it now because Petra is going to be locked in for Radish here. We just saw that with Gali versus Kiner. We're going to be seeing it again here going up against Java. And Java going to be locking in Daryl, that epic crossover for Ember, something that he's been having huge success with on the weekend, getting really amazing upsets throughout the year, and just on his way here, getting that having that 3-0 over Zyder, having that 3-1 over Boomy, knocking Boomy out at 13th, and now after getting that 3-1 on Use, is going to be going up against Radish to move on here in this top 8. And I'm super excited to see how this is going to play out because he's been doing stuff with Ember that I really haven't seen anybody else do on the Legends.
Wow, okay, so Java.
Será que dá tempo o quê? Meu último código tô no level 5? Será? Deve dar, né?
Java could make it to grand finals or Java could.
Eu quero logo os emojis, velho. Acho tão legal. Deixa das botas a nova arma do Brawl. Cara, daorinha a nova arma. Mas eu quero ver ela mais consistente, tá ligado? Ela tá parecendo a Gauntlets quando foi anunciada. Que ela tava bem cruzona, sei lá. Desde quando começou, eu tô com 324 pontos aqui. O emote de ontem, Lynx. O taunt de ontem lá? Da bateria?
We've got Ember versus Petra, and opening up here with
Let's
the
go.
cars. Let's see what Java's able to do. And one thing I do like about Java's playstyle, as opposed to anybody else that I watch while playing Brawlhalla, is that the
Se tu pegou... Não lembro de ter pegado. Eu tenho que dar uma olhada.
He's got something that is specific to that legend that he's going to be bringing out. And what I've been seeing earlier today, both in pools and on the side stream, is that down signature on the bow, getting those spikes for players that like to hold on to the side of the stage. And we'll see if Java's able to get that against Radish here in this best of 5.
Que isso? Não entendi.
Side light there and then no follow-up. Could have gotten a D-light true, but tries to go for a mix-up there, maybe read a spot dodge and get a little bit of extra
Dodge da bateria?
But despite that, is getting
Depois eu vejo ali.
string of blows here as Radish pretty much leaving him unanswered. Another recovery, finally fights his way out the corner.
Eles anunciaram as novidades no início da live? Quero sair desse chique, seu lindão. Mano. Ai, velho, eu achei tão lindo as sigs do crossover, velho. Zugo pra roteiro ficou legal. Eu não consigo imaginar ele muito de Spear, mas eu não consigo imaginar ele com nenhuma outra arma quase, tá ligado? Zuko.
He loves getting those weapon throws and to pick up immediate attacks, just like we saw kind of with earlier, but now here in this game one, Radish evens it up 2-2.
Okay, now what is the answer going to be here from Radish? Needs to bring this game back as Java is looking pretty poised here to go ahead and secure game one. Has so much damage racked up. The neutral signature from Daryl not quite being enough with this recovery.
Ai, achei que não fosse daqui eu.
Oh, and just barely. I think any lower and Radish was at that perfect knockback angle to where he would have been able to come back to the stage, but Java takes a huge lead and the guitars continue.
Oh, Daryl. É o Daryl, né?
Nice face dodge reverse there, and Radish with the ground pound gets Java at yellow, and what was looking like was going to be an amazing Java combo gets interrupted as he lets that recovery rip a little too soon.
Yeah, I think it was one of those moments where, you know, depending
Pode
on when
nerfar
you
já.
get hit by that guitar neutral air, oh, he got hit! He traded with the recovery, it's fine, he makes it back to the stage, but
the stuff recovery is what made me think that
Acertou, velho.
instead of flying, using the hovering mechanic of that because he didn't gravity cancel, it got the full charge while going for that down signature. Hits Java, attacks on a ton of damage, it keeps the game even.
Meu cabelo, tô agoniado com meu cabelo.
just like that, these two are back scrapping again, and Radish is on that orb, which he's so good with. Can Java retaliate, trying to find an option? That neutral signature is going to be an answer because we've seen a lot of jumping coming out from Radish. There goes Java again, saying, I'm not afraid to let it rip. He's trying to bait him to keep him grounded so he can go for a D-Light recovery.
Radish with that side light, trying to catch the landing from Java. When Java goes to the other side, the neutral sig would definitely knock out here. Radish trying to avoid this attack. Side light comes through and Java trying to bully him to the side of the stage, gets the recovery. A little too low towards the stage, get that knockup, but the second one will definitely knock out no matter where he gets it. And Radish without a weapon, fighting his way back to stage. The downlight dodge, the sideline slider connects and Java. Bow knocked out of his hands, means an orb ground pound could do it. Java, however, with the nair, gets back to the stage and just throws the bow away. And that recovery will seal the deal for game number one. As Java with a nice head nod goes, all right. You got me with that knockout on the orb on the left side of the stage, but the momentum is still mine, and that's true.
Vai ficar no passado até quando, Stud? Por quê? Olá, Lex, tudo bom? Tá na Twitch? Não sou uma bota? Sim, sim, sim. Tô no Twitch. É bem estiloso, a aparência me lembra a Beowulf, a arma que o Dante usa no Devil May Cry 3. Ah, eu não sei, eu não joguei Devil May Cry. É Devil May Cry, não é? JX.
Ember defense.
Yeah, and you take that replay back to stock if you wanted to, and you would see that orb getting the stuff recovery effects while Java was at yellow and just losing that stock there. And that was the huge swing because up until that point, Java was getting maybe 20 more damage per engagement with the guitars. He kept getting Radish off the side of the stage and doing a chase dodge pivot down air that led to even more damage with the guitars. So we're going back to Apocalypse and seeing how Radish is going to be able to adapt to the guitar play from Java because so far he's looking very strong in this best of 5.
And going right back into it, we can see Java on this bow, trying to get those extended punishes, but Radish on the orb is so good at playing the neutral game grounded, right? He's so good at picking up those side lights, and then once you start approaching on the ground, like he ran all the way to the other side of the stage there. He knew that D-Light was coming.
Oh man, and Java now on the side of the stage, so much damage coming through, losing hits. Trying to send him flying, bow with very damage in his hands. Another hit could send him being unarmed. Will he switch over to it? Is he full onto this one? Falling there, he has a chance to switch, but Radish with that side air gets it down here. Java. Recovery then sent early on, down dodge on the way, picks up the bow on the way back and gets a nair for it. Java somehow turning that disadvantaged state into an advantage state as he gets more damage on the Radish and could be close to taking the stock there. Finally, the bow gets sent out of his hands.
And it's plays like that that get Java this far. Like there's no one else doing wacky recoveries like that and getting away with it as often as he does. But he manages to take these very precarious situations and flip the script on his opponent and secure a lead for himself in that manner.
Weapon throw forward does hit Radish. Pickup gets the nair. Radish dodges one neutral light with the weapon throw to pick up. Means he has an edge guard here. Does he go for the down? No, he just waits for the sweat beats. And look at that. Weapon throw forward into the weapon spawn. Means Java. Perfect denial. No, I cannot believe he has survived that unarmed recovery. That orb Sarah definitely will not be coming back from that as Radish takes the first strike in game 2.
And the toughest thing, I think, is trying to maintain a lead against a character like Emerald.
Refutou a comunidade inteira por quê? Que... É uma botas? Amigo, tem trailer no canal do Brawlhalla. Dá uma olhada lá. Mas é uma bosta sim.
But let's see, Java, if he can get this knockout without taking any damage, we've seen how well he can do in the guitars with one good dodge read.
Pior que Megger nem é, tipo, o menos jogado do jogo. Sempre que é arma nova, vem 3 seguidas, ou 4, né? Porque quando saiu foi, eu acho que foi 4. Não, mas o que tem a ver? O que tem a ver refutar a comunidade? Live da live, curioso. Oi, pô, quanto vocês tem um? Primeira vez na live, mano, espero que goste. Espero que goste da livezinha, tá? É nóis, seja bem-vindo. Rapaz, live da live, pouco. Gente, que puder ajudar a livezinha no YouTube, tá bom? A gente conseguiu umas horas lá pra monetizar o canal. Eu agradeço a exclamação live aqui na Twitch, tá? Refutar a comunidade porque geral achou que ia ter corrente, no final foi uma bota. Eu não achei que ia ter corrente. Porque, sinceramente, eu só achei que, tipo, era representativo, tá ligado? Eu até comentei com o pessoal aqui. Poderia ser também, né? Poderia ser, tipo... Por que não ser uma corrente? É legal. Vector é o mais jogado do jogo. Achei que ia ser o martelo do Chapolin aqui. Tava no YouTube aí eu percebi que isso tava farmando hora e vim pra cá. Ah não, pô, mas deixa lá, dá uma ajudinha pro tio aí. Mas eu tô lá, o pessoal comenta lá, eu tô lá junto, tá ligado? Estamos fazendo live em 2 lugares ao mesmo tempo, mano.
And will it be enough? Java, like, it's always so sad to see something like that happen in a, you know, like a top 8 situation. But despite that, I've seen it happen to players of
Próxima arma Deus sabe quando vai vir.
Bring it back. I mean, check out this play. He said, "Go to sleep, boy." Oh, how did that hit?
Ai.
Very tip back end hit of the orb recovery managed to clip Java's toe as he went for the unarmed down air.
Yeah, the orb literally orbiting Radish there as he comes back to the stage, and Java looking for that dive kick, just times it wrong, gets hit by on the way back, and the ground pound released just like frames away from connecting with Radish and taking that first knock, but the neutral sig will do it as he gets sent flying to the top.
Transformou no sapato, arma nova. Tem que ter um salto alto, velho. Tem que ter skin de salto alto para aquela arma. Pontos no canal do Brawlhalla? Depois eu dou uma olhada. Meia arrastão. Pô, o tamanho da meia. Pro Raimundo ou pro Javai ir embora? Sei lá, mano. Orb é um negócio tão bizarro que eu não tô muito afim de torcer pra Orb. Vou te equipar também. Que isso? Próxima arma eu quero muito que seja um aspirador. Ou shuriken. Que isso? Aspirador? Que? Uma skin de jogador de futebol? É futebol, Zion.
He tries, he gets the nair, low picked up, will the neutral sig rip, let's see, downline recovery doesn't need it, he gets that stock off the top and he is 1 stock away from bringing it to match points.
Próxima eu quero muito... Ah, tá, esquece. Sim. Aí a chuteira seria a bota. Agora já pode vir a Samus, mano. Eu acho que eu comentei alguma vez que a Samus seria legal com bota. Blaster e bota. Será que vem com o Rocket, mano, essa arma nova? Imagina a BMG adicionar no futuro algo na lógica de Fatalities, só que com Gore, obviamente. Só que sem Gore, obviamente. Fazer um combo no último estoque que daria morte certeira e iria dar uma cutscene com o Fatality ser muito lindo. Isso é da hora. Imagina isso se fosse. Meu Deus. Agora o modo Kung Fu vai ter mais sentido. Verdade, né? Ah, mas o Kung Fu... Ah, tá. Kung Fu. Já viu a nova arma? Yes. O que você achou? Lynx, depois faz um vídeo de como jogar de Cannon ou Bow ou até de Gauntlets. Talvez eu faça, porque esse canal aí, o Lynx Full Play, ele vai ter um tutorialzinho também. Porque o Rocket eu choro de felicidade. Felicidade? Great Sword parte 2 e você me dá coach, caca. Ah, esse der aí, maluco. Caraca, pegou? Nice.
One of the most terrifying things I think for Radish here is that you have gauntlets. You want to go off stage. You want to get those early KOs by yeeting your opponent into the bottom KO.
Achei que ia virar meu main. Tentar virar o melhor BR com as botinas. As botinas? Tem que ver um coturno, tá ligado? Chinelo. As botinas. Não é a mesma coisa do que do chinelo? Ou do coturno? Lynx, quanto tempo? Eu parei de aparecer aqui porque eu tava muito ocupado e eu parei de jogar o jogo. Mas voltei de novo. Gosto muito das suas lives, vou tentar voltar e a conseguir ver. É nóis, Nathan. Seja muito bem-vindo de volta, meu querido. É nóis. Espero que goste das livezinhas. Oi, Ian. Ianz. Ianz.
Yeah, Java there waiting for Radish to go for something, and Radish saying like, I'm going to calmly wait out those exclamation points to come out because I know that you can't hold on to the wall forever. Side air coming out from the bow, no sidelight afterwards, and Radish holding on the edge of the stage, puts up the orb there, trying to box
Olá, Coraus de volta. Bom dia, Lynx, bom dia. Se fosse kill certo depois do hit, eles poderiam botar o efeito de câmera lenta e aproximar a tela e ficar maneiro. Resolver do Pelé me quebrou o irmão. Não, nossa Sig. Se tu quiser. Vamos ver. Depois a gente resolve isso. Ou não também, né? Por que você é uma branquela? What the fuck, mano? Mano? Ai. Vai ter que ter skin do nascimento para o novo Legend com botina.
Yeah, Radish got a really nice weapon spawn there. Java with the Qatar avoids the down tick the second time, but this decides to come through as a mix-up. D-Light recovery, Radish waiting for that landing. He's been so good with the sidelight side airs.
Nossa senhora. Caraca!
Really playing well with the orb here, and Java, after losing that stock, can't get to get anything started. Sidelight side air disarms him from the guitars. Barely
Ih, Ember. Nossa, uma Ember contra uma Garnet também é complicado, né, mano? O dano ali do nada. Hoje os orbs estão dando medo, rapaz. É. Orb é complicado de lidar.
Right? It's so terrifying. You don't want to get hit by it. You can see that he does this dash forward toward the lip of the stage to threaten that he's going to go for that. And then he just slides right back onto the stage, jumps backwards inside airs because he's like, yep, I got you.
Yeah, and that was after, I mean, we saw repeat down sigs into the sides. It gets the downlight to make him afraid of recovering high. And like you said, those fadeaway Sares came out so handedly. And then, once Java was finally touching the ground...
De onde coisinha é parecido, irmão. Mano, eu tenho muita dificuldade pra fazer qualquer combo true pro lado direito. Mas pro esquerdo vai de boa, sabe por quê? Às vezes a configuração que você usa dá uma bugada na hora de mudar os lados, tá ligado? Arma linda. Já consigo fazer mais combos graças à tua ajuda, obrigado, mano. Ah, que legal. Bom dia, Lynx. Eu tô lendo de novo. Bom dia, Ian. Vestindo bastante Linkers Verse, ok.
This game 5 is done. That is it. Their tournament run is over. They get a pretty fat check as a conciliation prize.
Brawlhalla com crossover de LoL. Do LoL já pensou?
That's where the road ends. That's where the road ends, and the winner of this continues on the road to fight against PR number 1 in North America, Luna, upset by Impala earlier on in the day. So they have quite a tough road ahead of them. But they got to get past each other first. And who's it going to be? Java or Radish here in game number 5, where Java's locking in Daryl, staying with Ember the entire way through, and Apocalypse is going to be the stage for game number 5 between these
crossover do LoL.
At BCX 2022.
Brawlhalla lança botas, comunidade, são tantas possibilidades. Por quê?
Garnet, Human Man versus Crystal Gem. Right, this is what Brawlhalla is all about, baby. We're going ahead and start in this one.
Daryl versus Crystal Gem. Tá no server do Lynx? Why?
They both understand how much this game means for their bracket run, their PR, their everything, and they're going to come out guns blazing.
Street Fighter vendo botas lançar agora. Ah, sim. Chun-Li? A gente falou aqui hoje.
The downlights, the recoveries. He goes for the 4th after Java is already from white to orange at the beginning of the game and begins to stop the pressure there. Goes up for the neutral sig.
A skin da Kali.
Thought Raiders was ready to combo it, but he chased dodges back to the stage instead and opts to go for the edge guard with the dares.
At this point, I don't know if Sidelight Side Air will KO from the middle, but it will from the side of the stage. And now that extra bit of damage from the side is going to set him up. Almost catches Java with the down signature, but still has him in the corner. Raiders in an excellent spot to close this one out. You can get one more blow, and it's going to be a fade back side air. Still not enough juice, and he doesn't put the down sig in the right spot.
Yeah, the down sig just too close to the stage, ends up connecting with the ground. Java was able to get one unarmed Sarah before the first strike inevitably goes over to Radish. Radish barely damaged here at the beginning of game number 5, and Java struggling to get anything started. The bow looked okay, but it's Radish's orb that looks fully warmed up here in this game 5. And Flambo, you were saying Radish, plenty of game 5 sets today, and most of the time he comes out on top. The only player being able to stop him so far being Kaina.
Oh man, you can see it's becoming a pretty neutral heavy game now. They're scared to throw out attacks because they don't want to get whiff punished. They want to make sure that if they're pressing that light attack button or that signature button, that is going to connect with the opponent like it did there.
Tem uma área muito boa.
Perfectly lining up that neutral signature.
Yeah, it doesn't lead to the knockout though, and Java dodged directly upwards, hoping that Radish would spot dodge to get the punish. But Radish makes it back to the stage, and these bow side airs are going to need a lot more.
Minha cabeça não seria legal uma bota agora, um outro CS foda. Cultura pica.
Did not take as much damage as I'd expected them to, and he's keeping this game 5 really, really close.
Yeah, managing to secure that stock with the Akira slide, and now Java's sitting here saying, okay, just gotta find my opening.
Vinicinho, seja muito bem-vindo, Vinicinho Underlines. Como é que você tá, mano? Tudo bom? Tudo bem no chat, espero que goste da live, tá bom? É nóis.
Because they're so hard to punish, you can drift so far when you're doing it that if you don't know whether or not you're gonna hit your opponent, it's a very nice move to have in your arsenal.
Oh, and the Cider hits. Radish putting on those ground pounds. Cider connects. These fade back stairs are so great. He gets this recovery. Second recovery comes through. Java gets the neutral air, but no jump. Nothing to be able to follow up. Can't go for an early knockout there.
Muito simpático, merece 10k de sub. Sub seria bom, hein?
The guitars there. Spot dodges once. Dash. Spot dodge. Gets past one dare, but can't get past the fadeaway side air as Radish is looking to take this next stock from Java pretty quickly. One guitar recovery comes through, but Java is going to need more than just one hit here and there to be able to deal with Radish.
Java hasn't been able to get a string going on these guitars.
2. 1 milhão. Só 1 milhão. 2.
As he's down to potentially his tournament stock here. If Radish is able to close this game out, sitting on 2 stocks, needs to make it back on the center stage, but he's in such a good position to go ahead and move on further in bracket.
Silo does not connect there, but you got one good punish off the neutral sig. Delay neutral air. This is where Java Science juggling his opponents in the sky, but no, Radish makes it back, gets some damage himself too, and Java doesn't even want to switch over to the guitars. He's got that range in the
Qual o melhor YouTube de Brawl sem favoritismo? Pavelski. Pavelski é aqueles, né? Pavelski, basicamente, o canal dele é de live, né? Então eu acho que eu diria o Tifon.
Cannot seem to get enough damage on Radish to take the stock. Radish doing so well, but still not a lot of damage coming through here.
Não que isso elimine quem faz coisa de live. Eu também tenho um canal agora que traz bastante coisa da live. Mas é um conteúdo diferente, né? O Lynx mesmo. E toda volta tem Maria no nome. Ué, do nada? Mano, Raid já tá... Que lindo. O GC Don't Have dele? Gustavo, vai no canal do Brawlhalla, Gustavo. Dá uma olhadinha lá. Knock Java out of the tournament. Não entendi, tipo... Uai, é...
Managed to clutch up here. I think he could potentially make it all the way, Taza.
He very well could. And that's why it's like when we were talking about that game.
O Diano que eu queria muito essa dupla, Lynx e Macau. Eu daí jogo campeonato, eu não jogo nem 2v2, tá ligado?
Luna is no longer indestructible after that loss to Impala, but I gotta hear what the analysts have to say about that game 5 set.
Lynx, onde tu mora, qual o endereço, qual rua? Confia eu invadir sua casa e não só falar essas coisas pra mim. Que, irmão? Acabou a live do Sex. Não, a gente tá assistindo ainda, amigo.
Stop this player if you cannot stop the neutral control with the orb. Once he gets the touch, he hits you a couple more times. He's always going to throw that little sprinkle of recovery at the end of it just to put himself in a safe position. If it hits you, cool. If not, he's going to fade away. So he's played it so well. Now, Java was playing really good. Honestly, I don't know why we didn't see a character swap. It was looking good at first, and the bow was really helping out, but I think we should have seen a change, and it led to, unfortunately, he fell out of the bracket.
Well, he was hovering over the idea of it for a second there. He kept having that like self-monologue, trying to figure out like, what do I do next? How do I figure it out?
Eu perdi. Eles deram uma meta dev pra quem pegasse primeiro. Sacanagem.
And as they were saying, constant game 5s. The only one able to stop him was Kaina, and he makes another one happen here. I've been a
que dá pra formar esporte escola, nossa senhora, deixa ele ficar toda hora.
And it has not changed here, Duke. It just keeps going. He's able to get around
aqui na live? Na minha live, você tá falando? Tex Brawlhalla Campeonato X-Men. Aqui você consegue, amigo, farmar pontinho pra ganhar, pegar código. Mas você pode participar da live também. É só você clicar aí embaixo, amigo. Vai ter sobre os pontinhos aí, tá bom? Brawlhalla competindo por X tudo. Kaina jogou a Losers? Não, né? Ou ele jogou? X-Men daria um bom crossover, nossa senhora, velho. Nem fala.
But at his age, at how early he's doing this, where he's making you feel like every decision you make is wrong, and then he outspaces you the entire round because you can't hit him at all with that orb.
Ver, Haddad, se tivesse dado, eu não teria conseguido. 50k de viewers e eu não tô nem com o jogo aberto. Como assim não tá nem com o jogo aberto? Não entendi a relação das coisas. Ah, tá, entendi agora. Eu tinha esquecido, eu lembro. Ah, tá. O crossover dos bonequinhos que o Lynx gosta foi confirmado hoje. Que maravilha.
Well, Zip, we've gotten
Sex comer o X-Lynx, que?
7 more to go. Radish has closed out the series and heads to the next round to fight against Luna.
E cara, não vai demorar não pra Fatar chegar. foi muito má feitinho por conta do leak da live.
Eles perderam o protetor.
Cara, eu não entendi ainda a pira de que tu achou que o bagulho tá mal feito, velho. Sendo bem sincero. Sendo bem sincero. Já falou sobre a bota? Chega agora a boa noite. A gente ainda não... É, mais ou menos assim. A gente tá só meio conversando. Mais ou menos, entendeu? A meta deve é Teros. Mas, Bruno, seja muito bem-vindo, meu querido. É nóis, como é que você tá? Oi, Lynx, oi, Pimposo, tudo bom? Ter vídeo de análise da bota? Cara, provavelmente vai ter vídeo de análise, vídeo de combo, vídeo de... Vídeo, tá ligado? Sobre meta dev que o Lynx esqueceu que tinha falado. Vamos ter que começar a botar o assunto nas mensagens. Nas mensagens. A mente do Lynx se formata a cada 10 segundos. Uma vassoura, tu vai ver. Ranking de 2002 com botas vai ser um saco, senhor. Tu nem sabe, irmão. Tu nem sabe o que você tá falando aí. Oh, main great sword. Tipo, eu achei ontem... Oh, filho. Os coisas meio estranhos, mas os trailers estavam bonitos. Digo que o trailer em si não teve aquela emoção que os trailers de crossover costumam ter normalmente. Cara... Eu sei lá. Se não teve foi porque vazou. Eu acho que basicamente é por isso. Porque pra mim tá muito bom, velho. E eles foram fiel ao desenho, tá ligado? Eles fizeram bonitinho a introdução lá e enfiaram o Tete pra apanhar, tadinha. Cala a boca que você nem tem main, tá ok? Vai cagar, vai. Vai fazer o quê, né, mano? Se vazou, vazou. Agora resta... Eu assisti algumas vezes aquele trailer, velho. Fazer react da BCX, vai cagar. Uma dica pra jogar de bowl? Depende do seu nível de gameplay, amigo. Mas tenta jogar calmo com o bowl. Não ficar indo pra cima do cara sem saber o que vai fazer. Exato, por conta do leak em si. Devem ter feito um trailer meio nas pressas, usando o que já tinha feito sem poder finalizar benzinho. Cara, sendo bem sincero, a BCX é o lugar perfeito pra eles terem anunciado isso. E eu não acho que eles fizeram o trailer em cima da hora porque é uma puta animação, tá ligado? Eles têm que fazer a animação e tudo os paranauê. E pra mim o trailer foi igual aos outros trailers, então... Eu realmente acho que se fosse pra eles anunciar, eles iam anunciar na BCX crossover. Tá ligado? Até porque, pô, eles estão no meio da BCX, né? Como é que eles vão adiantar o bagulho, né? Tipo, no meio da BCX, todo mundo trabalhando na BCX, pô, vamos ter que dar um jeito de trabalhar no trailer porque vazou e a gente vai ter que anunciar na BCX, sabe? Eu não acho que faz sentido. Tempo da pedra lascaça. Quê? O trailer bate no Tete para deixar claro que o Lynx vai abandonar o Tete para jogar de Avatar. Mano, a Toph tá muito legal. Eu acho que o que eu mais jogo dali é a Hattori. Mas... Ah, velho. Muito maroto, né? Acho que o trailer nem importa tanto assim. O bagulho é ver como vai ficar no jogo e pronto. Não, o trailer importa porque o trailer é um puta marketing, né? É uma baita divulgação. Mas eu não acho que o trailer foi apressado ou algo do tipo. Sendo bem sincero, eu acho que o trailer tá normal. Não sei. Que? Oh, meu Deus! O Wes foi bem? Eu não lembro qual que é a posição do Wesley no final. Quando eu vi que era Avatar, meu próprio cérebro fez o marketing. Como assim? Eu vou fazer o seguinte, eu vou baixar o trailer pra gente assistir depois de novo. A tela vai dar uma bugada aí, mas gosto muito dessas animações que o Brawlhalla faz no lançamento. Eles deviam fazer uns maiores. Sim, eu acho que uma hora eles vão fazer ainda, velho. Porque as animações dos trailers são bem curtinhas, né? O do Castlevania ficou bem bonito também.
gonna have that Orion under the belt. I mean, that's a staple character, and it's one of the most powerful characters in the game.
Yeah, I am inclined to believe, you know, you were talking about how he's...
Obrigado pelo sub, Bruno. Bruno, obrigadão pelo suporte, tá, querido? É nóis, isso ajuda muito. E se tu tiver no nosso servidor do Discord, tu vai ter um cargozinho de sub, tá? É automático. Se você tiver sincronizado o teu Discord com o teu Twitch. Aí você vai ter um chatzinho de voz, um chat de áudio. Chat de texto, chat de voz, né? Áudio, call. Só pra galera que quer saber aqui, tá bom, querido? É nóis. Beijão, obrigado pelo suporte, mano. Ajuda muito. Vou dar uma baixada aqui, ó. Vou baixar logo o do Avatar e o do Coisa também.
I'm going to try to sway this Twitch poll real quick because it's currently 57% in favor of Stingray, but thanks to the helpful Brawlhalla Pro Stats tools, I know that the history between them is 3-0 in favor of Megd, something that you brought up earlier, and the game history is 9-2.
O trailer do Kung Fu Panda foi de longe mais trabalhado. É, ele é mais... Ele tem um... Como é que chama? Além de ele ser meio longo, né? Ele tem... Como é que fala? Ele tem sinergia com o game e é muito bem introduzido os personagens dentro da animação, né? E do Avatar ele foi um trailer legal, mas foi um trailer simples. Gosto do trailer, gosto. Mas tá bom, tá ótimo.
Well, we'll find out in just a little bit. Megd versus Stingray. Elimination side of the
Megd versus Stingray.
2022. Flambo, Taza, take it away.
Eu vou adicionar aqui já o trailer pra quando a gente for assistir. Então, foi exatamente isso que eu disse, Lynx. Eu gostei do trailer do Avatar, mas foi simples mesmo. Então, mas é que simples é diferente de mal acabado, tá ligado? Tem uma diferença aí. Ou mal acabado, ou apressado, tá ligado? E, mano, Avatar, não sei se vocês sabem, não sei se vocês acompanham o mundo de Avatar e essas coisas. Mas Avatar vai ganhar um live action, que eles estão trabalhando já tem bastante tempo. E Avatar criou o próprio estúdio e eles estão confirmando animação e filme, isso e aquilo. Mano, muito da hora. Muito da hora. E Avatar é um universo magnífico, cara. Avatar tem um universo lindo, maravilhoso.
But the earnings there are pretty close together, and Stingray and Megd both want to be able to get in that position to fight up against Kaina after they're able to win this best of 5. And man, Stingray, the last representative of using Lance in singles.
Mano, cadê o trailer da bota, velho? Acho que não baixou o trailer. Não baixou.
And like they were saying on the desk, right, that big second place, that big silver medal coming out from Megd was from MSI. So we're going to be seeing this matchup coming up next, and the winner of this will be moving on to fight against South America's best.
Oh man, and of course, at this point, Stingray is like the only Rocket Lance left, you know? Like, Wes was here, was able to do pretty decently, but couldn't make it to the top 8.
Vou ter que abrir de novo. Droga.
Okay run, but
eu amei os golpes que a bota vai proporcionar, estou muito ansioso para que ela chegue oficialmente no jogo. Se vier com Gauntlet, então eu vou dar muito fácil. Nossa, por favor, não venha com Gauntlet, cara. Please, não.
Yeah, that's right, and it's just so awesome seeing the best player on the weapon in singles going up against Megd here, who has.
Essa arma vai ser quebrada, então posso pegar meu Dima. E se tiver outras pessoas jogando com a mesma arma, daí como é que tu vai fazer? Pra quem não sabe se vai conseguir os pontinhos, a conta é mais ou menos o seguinte: tu ganha mais ou menos 60 por hora. A live dura por volta de 8 a 10 horas. Só fazer a conta. Começou? O que aconteceu? Peraí, gente. Oh, fuck. Vai, pega o trailer rapidinho, pega o trailer rapidinho. PC é ruim de bosta. Destrua o Mega, por favor. Porque Galactus pode vir crossover de One Piece, o Sanji ou até Bruce Lee. Não hype em One Piece.
Was just constantly on the run from the pressure that Stingray was able to do, and those combos, he was switching weapons in the middle of them and still non-stop attacking, non-stop either forcing a dodge or getting
O Shen com mais crossover, agora sabemos que eles gostam. E o Shen com 3 crossover, né? Ou não? Ele tem... Ele tem 1 ou 2 agora, não lembro. Até com o Lynx, vai ter o Lynx. Vai atender o amigo tranquilo. Tem 3. Chun-Li. Pô. Eng, mais quem? Ou vai ter 3? Ah, tá.
Okay, and Stingray looking for that weapon spot, manages to pick up another Rocket Lance, and Megdi is trying to go ahead and make up for some of this damage deficit. But one sword and light versus the 3 different attacks from Stingray that have now connected is not going to be enough if Megdi wants to bring himself back into this game.
Nair comes through, trying to land on the stage, falls down with that. No, okay, goes for the cider instead, and McD goes for the neutral.
Lynx, oi, tudo bom? Faz o Ray 3000.
Flying, and that recovery comes through, and Stingray takes a huge lead here in game number 1. Throws that spear off to the side, and the lance comes out as he continues to put on the pressure from McD, who picks up a sword. Let's see what McD can do.
And this is so rare because one of the issues that McD's running into is that he's trading too much with Stingray. A lot of the times he'll hit Stingray maybe one time, then Stingray immediately answers back with 1, 2, sometimes 3 different attacks. And when you're behind, that cannot happen.
Man, I love the pressure coming up from Stingray's lance. The downlight and the neutral light stutter step forward, trying to find another downlight starter, and McD only getting 1 hit at a time is now equal in damage despite being down in stocks. And Stingray with the spear falls to the Nair, tries to get another one as he ladders McD up towards the top of the stage, and we might be seeing that down to come through for the finish here. That Stingray has so much made a name for himself with, but no, double D-light recovery. We'll get the 2-stock in game number 1.
Lynx soltou que o mapa do Avatar é de cabeça pra baixo, que nem o Castlevania. O mapa não tá de cabeça pra baixo. Ah, na verdade, teoricamente tá, né? Porque o do Castlevania também. O Castlevania é o castelo que fica de cabeça pra baixo. E lá é a montanha que é assim, né? Não é aquele... Não tem... Triste, né, mano? Quando eu vi, eu notei isso. Acho que é... Como é que fala?
On the Black Knight, McD staying with the battle. We're on Demon Island here, and the down 6 that we saw McD connect in game number 1. This time ready for Stingray is now doing so well here with the spear. Dashes and gets the D-light, but doesn't get the cider afterwards. Really trying to go for hard bleed there and McD.
Muito overrated. Não sou fã de Naruto, nunca tive vontade de assistir.
Stingray likes to go for. Most people go for that side light, or rather D-light Nair, but Stingray likes to go for the D-light Nair because depending on what part of that circular hitbox of the Nair he gets, sometimes he's able to get an extended follow-up. But that's
Frost também preta também.
Jump input, but that's going to be okay as Megdi saying, all right, yeah, I know that last game didn't look so great for me, but in this game number 2, I think I'll be able to answer back.
Nice recovery there towards the top. Does not get the knockout there, but Stingray falls in with that down signature. Pogo comes
Anime de crossover não? Eu nem tenho hype pra crossover de anime.
Not gonna do it just yet, but Stingray is 1 lance or
E tem toda uma coisa comercial, né, também.
Stingray looking for that 1 attack, and now McD falls down, does not get hit by the down signature, but that silent recovery will hit the stock, and McD, despite all of those hits coming out from Stingray, gets that stock there.
Okay, and now
Tá pegando... Pra eu conseguir todas essas recompensas, tá pegando tudo bem? Tudo também? Não sei. Esse é o fator do Naruto, a questão da nostalgia de muitas pessoas. A nostalgia influencia muito, né?
And now Stingray falling down with that downlight. McD goes in for the neutral light, and he's trying to get a bigger lead here going into game number 2. Stingray falls with the Nair, gets the weapon throw forward, and the down air into double down air does not catch McD unaware, and he gets that silent recovery to Nair. Gravity cancel, neutral light brings Stingray up to the left side of the stage, and the neutral stick just barely stopped by the quick recovery from Stingray. And with that down stick, Stingray starts to come back on the second stock situation.
Okay, now Stingray sitting on the side, going ahead to go ahead and pick up that rocket lance. Is going to see maybe.
Hackigado, seja muito bem-vindo, meu querido, tudo bom?
Oh, hold on, just making to get the punish.
Nice.
Beautiful back step to go ahead and get the spacing correct, and wanted to down air him off the stage. I think was just got in a little bit too close and ended up bouncing.
Obrigado pelo follow, mano. Seja bem-vindo.
But finds the recovery anyway.
Yeah, nicely done with the recovery there. And McD is not at a point on the stock yet where a recovery could come.
Hoje vai só ficar vendo o campo, depende da hora que terminar.
Falls to that side air. Edge guard here could be huge. Weapon throw and pick up. No, down to dodge to up and through. Neutral sake does not jump into it. And McD gets a nice neutral light into side air to get some more extra credit here on the stock for that side air. No, doesn't take him down. McD coming down, uses all of his recovery options. And Stingray, instead of going for the edge guard, swaps over to the spear, gets the jump, and makes the game even 1-1.
Não sei se a Nintendo libera o Sonic pra crossover. Mas o Sonic é da Nintendo?
But I mean, just like to make it this far at the World Championship, someone who kind of exploded onto the scene around the same time as Megdy and Java, this could be a big one for him.
And McD with that D-Light side air catches Stingray before he lands on the stage, has to dash forward or dodge forward into recovery to be able to stay alive. And look at that. Oh, into recovery.
Então, por isso que eu tô perguntando, porque, né, tem a SEGA aí. Crime, Lynx, crime do que, louco? É pau mandado da Nintendo. Ah, mas ser pau mandado da Nintendo não significa ser dono da Nintendo, né, mano? Ser dono da franquia. De lá não vem nada, infelizmente. Falar que Sonic é da Nintendo. Não fui eu que falei que Sonic é da Nintendo. Só entrei aqui na live do YouTube pra dar views. Vou entrar na Twitch, tá bom, Ray? Obrigado.
I'm actually really happy that you mentioned that because I did end up talking to Sandstorm a little bit earlier. I was like, what happened? And he was like, bro, I should have won, but I dodged down twice versus Stingray, and it cost me the entire set. And I mean, look, he gets it again.
That's right, dodge down versus Stingray. It is definitely, well, when you're going to do it, you got to make sure that you're absolutely in his head, because Stingray loves to punish that with the down sig on either weapon, and the lance and the spear are both fantastic at it.
Rapaz, esse
down right there. That down sig does a ton of damage to McD here in game number 3.
Cadê o SVC, né? Eles perderam ontem.
Away with the lead.
Você acha que a SEGA ia se queimar com a Nintendo por causa da BMG Ubisoft? Mas qual que é... Mas daí senão eles nunca poderiam fazer nada comercial, tá ligado?
And you know when Stingray is really feeling it, when he gets those side signatures on those landings, just surfing across the stage, but McD definitely not one.
Nossa senhora. Dá throw, dá throw. Nice. Legend que tem a bota e Gaunted. Outro que tem a bota foi esse, outro que tem a bota e Orb. Pera aqui?
And I love the fact that McD was able to clean that up because we saw Stingray charging that recovery.
Compraram o jeito faz tempo.
And McD went for a weapon throw but didn't line it up proper, and I was like, you botched the edge guard, but no, McD persisted and found that unarmed D-like ground pound, and that's how this game is as close as it is right now.
Two recoveries from the sword, just catching Stingray out of position in the air. That time Stingray does not get a good read off on the side light, and the neutral light catches McD actually dashing backwards. Recovery in the air, goes to the weapon throw, pick up downer on the lance. Nair does not get the jump read, and McD stays grounded, holds his form and gets the neutral light afterwards, as he's not letting Stingray pressure him into going into the air against his lance.
Okay, Stingray looking for that side light to try and set up for a Nair and then potentially a neutral signature read, but
tem live só amanhã? Amanhã é segunda, então... Pode ter.
Into the side signature.
And the D-Light recovery comes through here, and Stingray definitely waiting for that dodge in place, that dodge down read, waiting for the spear to spawn in here. Will the weapon spot be perfect for him? It is, and goes for the recovery. McD going high. Stingray reacting to where McD is going to go here, but I feel it. Flamble the down. It could be huge. He gets stuff out of his recovery here, and McD staying grounded, gets stared in the back of the head, and Stingray is one.
Bota Sword, não, Sword não. Não fala isso.
And at this point, if you're Megdy, I think your win conditions are, I can't get hit by spear sidelight because I've been losing this mini game the entire set, right? And on top of that, I can't get hit by apparently
isso neutral sig dói.
downlight from Rocket Lance. It's a weird thing for me to say.
Tem que vir Gaunted. Não vem Rocket também, e aí?
Every time Stingray lands it, he almost deletes the stock.
And the side stick from McD comes in with the punish there, but a ton of damage was taken there because you were talking about the downlight. One downlight came through. Stingray chase dodge directly up. Nothing followed. The second downlight comes through. He gets the dodge read, and he nearly carries McD down off the right side of Demon Island for the win. McD comes back, gets the punish, but still the damage was dealt.
Por enquanto, com botas, não tem como a gente saber se faz sentido, não. Porque a gente não sabe o que é o personagem. Aí vem a Stalker, tá ligado? Que era pra ser Katari Rocket e vem com coisa e Rocket. E ia ser engraçado. A gente sabe que não vai vir, mas...
He says, I don't want to go to a game 4. I want this to end now, and finds his way back onto the stage, but he's
Nossa, ele vai dar uma Sig Stingray.
showing signs of life here. The vital signs are still showing some weight.
Recovery, does he get it? He gets it. It's Stingray after a remarkable recovery on the right side of the stage. 3-0s McD and moves on here at BCX to fight Kaina.
Bota aí o que, Lynx? Eu não sei.
Stingray, that recovery off the left side of the stage was so clutch.
LED de sem estilo com bota? Hã? Não vai ter LED de sem estilo com bota? Como assim? Quem tá acha que vencer as finais? Pô, mano, tá difícil. Tá difícil falar. O personagem é um panda ninja, pois anos atrás inventei esse LED com botas e gauntlets. Fez um panda ninja uma vez?
PR1 in South America, and then PRs 1, 2, 3 from North America, all lined up, and only one is going to be able to come out on top, going in the top 3 here. We're looking at the replay coming out from Stingray there for that win, and just a nod.
Com arma capoeirzita não tem como faltar estilo. Capoeirzita, amigo. String underline solo, seja bem-vindo, querido. Obrigado pelo follow. Como é que você tá bom? Como é que tá? Mano, tem que vir a Samus, velho. A Samus, ela dá um chute muito maneiro. Amanhã é meu aniversário, vou fazer a prova do Detran. Alguma coisa boa tem que ter. Quantos anos você vai fazer, Kraus? Linkzinho, não consigo pegar ouro, socorro. O problema é... De quem? Sacanagem, tá brincando. Seja muito bem-vindo, velho, e você? Como é que você tá? Seja muito bem-vindo, velho, e você? Hã? Seja muito bem-vindo, como é que você tá? 18 anos? Eu tô de boa, mano. Você tá de boa. Não é exclusivo, o novo jogo, inclusive vai ser lançado pra todas as plataformas. E o Cruzas pai. Seja bem-vindo, irmão. Como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Aí ela é só diamante pra cima? É, né, mano? Não tem como você ser high elo sendo platina. Né? Não sei se você entendeu a lógica que eu quis dizer. Vamos ver como é que tá o meu... Vou atualizar. Sou só eu ou a emoção é maior quando tem um brasileiro jogando? Ah, eu acho que é pra todo mundo, né, mano? Que a gente quer os BR ganhando lá, entendeu? Todo mundo quer. Todo mundo não, né? A gente...
But answering right back, utilizing the stage to his favor, constantly controlling it, and was able to keep himself alive.
Well, we're going into the other side of the bracket, still in the elimination bracket. Luna versus Radish, currently 1-0.
Como assim 18, Lynx? É 19? Eu li 18? Eu li 18? Não consigo passar de 1500. Pô, mano. Tem que aprimorar esse basicão aí. O próximo personagem vai ser crossover com a Capcom de novo. Vai ser o Dante com a Beowulf e as pistolas que eu não lembro o nome. Dante do... Como é que é o nome? Lembro até do Jovem Nerd falando do assunto. Mas de qualquer jeito, é praticamente impossível vir crossover de Sonic.
It seems like what I said at the beginning that the only person in the bracket that can mess with him was Godly was absolutely incorrect because he's already lost one and he's about to
Bota, eu choro. Cara, eu não sei. Nunca hypei em Devil May Cry pra jogar. O estilo do jogo nunca me atraiu muito.
In this whole tournament, I mean, they're in this top 8, in this spot for a reason, going up against the greatness that is Luna. I don't want to give a prediction or anything. I just think this is going to be an amazing match.
Well, it's definitely going to be an amazing match. We've got Luna versus Radish on deck. Flambeau, Taza, give it some hype.
Oh, we got hype and bounds, and especially everyone here in the Cobb
Só pra piada,
as
por
well.
aí.
If you think that Radish is going to win this next set, I want to hear some noise.
Sidekick vazio da live.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Pimba.
Now, if you think Luna is going to come out on top, can you make some noise? That's not kind of even.
Esse é o nome do jogo do Dante. Sim, sim. Falaram ali já. Você não viu? Sword de Undertale. Arma, determinação.
As we got into 2022, definitely skyrocketed in the power rankings after that amazing tournament one.
Vídeo tutorial das botas? Provavelmente. O que achou das botas? Mano, legal, interessante, mas tem muito pouco pra gente ver, né? Tem uns golpes lá que ainda pra entender direito que golpe que era, tá ligado? Aparentemente a arma vai ter input, mas a gente não sabe quais golpes que vai ter input, né? Se eu tiver BR, eu torço pro Sting. Cortes Final, let's go. Acho que se viesse um crossover do Dante seria GS Blasters, aí Bonnie e Ivory. Não ia poder faltar no kit dele. Pica, aqueles, né? Oi, Jack Blaze, tudo bom? Seja bem-vindo. Mano, o que ele tá jogando? Ah, é de diamante? Diamond Head. É Diamond Head, né?
With some punishes of his own, because Luna got a very nice extended string there, and that's going to be a guaranteed recovery, because he got that one off of a burned dodge, but now Radish finally has that patented orb in hand. Can he make a little bit of a comeback here?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Luna gets that recovery, and wow, what patience on the recovery as well. Radish trying to fade away, and Luna jumps
Tá usando qual programa atualmente? Eita. Lynx tá usando qual programa atualmente pra fazer teus desenhos? O Clip Studio Paint. Sonic nunca teve o jogo principal exclusivo da Nintendo. Acho que te enganaram, mas é difícil mesmo ter crossover de Sonic. Down C.
Radish did not mean to do that, I can guarantee you that, but Luna is an opportunist, and he says if you make a mistake of that caliber at BCX 2022, thousands of dollars on the line,
Praticamente impossível.
sorry bro, but we take those.
Não sou o Lynx versus o Krita. O que tu achou, Jotado? Da nova arma? Você desenha? Encontrei alguém com algo comum. É, desenha. Faça uns desenhos aí de vez em quando. É muito da hora, misturaram Catarse e Gauntlets numa arma só. Ficou pretty hot, devo dizer. Eu ia falar uma coisa agora. Acho que mal posso esperar pra ter bota e luva. Ah não, tu também. Bota e luva, vai vir bota, luva e Catar no mesmo Legend. Aqueles, né? 3 armas. Oh!
That setup was fantastic though, because even though it didn't connect, he still got the gauntlets in hand and was able to continue the edge guard there. And while Radish makes it back, he makes it back, taking a ton of damage in that neutral recovery.
Bota e arco. Aí o carinha é um cara que faz excursão dentro de um vulcão. Ele precisa da bota e de um bow, de um arco e flecha resistente ao calor e que não pega o calor pra ele matar os bichos de dentro da lava enquanto ele anda com as botas. Que é isso, né? É o privilégio de só ter meus comentários no YouTube. É nice, Kratos. Que bizarro essa Lynx, sei lá.
You just got an early stock off of a flub for me in game number 1. Let's see how it plays out here. Well, right away, Luna gets the first weapon and bullies Radish off the side of the stage. Flambeau, I think the difference maker here is whether Radish gets onto that orb early on, but he gets to pick up on the gauntlets, puts up the neutral light. Would have been the same effect regardless of what weapon he gets, but Luna has been doing such a great job of when Radish tries to go for orb, he makes sure that his life is as hard as possible.
Oh, imagina o Liu Kang com a bota. Lembra o Super Metroid? É. Você já jogou Super Metroid? Só que Super Metroid não tem bow, não tem nem bota, né? Quer dizer, ela tem a botinha dela, né? Da armadura. Ui! Já zerei, ai que orgulho. Quando que você zerou? Rock Lee, lá vem ele. É aqueles, né? Oh! Rapaz, sou medido com orgulho, nice. E Lynx linda, boa noite. Estou intensando, velho. Oi, Vatilo. Beijo, meu lindo, como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Expande aí, a gente tá falando Sandy Jr., velho.
Okay, Radish, the orb in hand now, going to be fighting against these guitars, but seemingly just struggling against this weapon in general right now, as he's unable to really find any good blows, and the weapon is one of the few in the game that can keep up with the speed of the orb, and they fight at relatively the same range.
Oh, now Luna dashing back and forward. Gets a side light, gets a neutral light, but no jump read with the neutral stick, and Radish has a great punish with the side light.
Tô bom, melhor ainda agora. Melhor ainda se o cara ganhar isso. Melhor ainda agora por quê, hein? Aqueles. Ajudar com a fórmula da sua casa. O foda é que eu tenho que ajeitar a minha primeira. Não, relaxa, mano. Ajeita tudo, pô.
And that's the thing that I was actually talking to Foda about yesterday is that, like, if you're trying to KO on guitars,
nem te conto.
if you have the read or not, you just go for end-line jump recovery, and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, you said peace out.
That's correct. And Radish with the neutral light on
Pensa tudo a mesma coisa. Fã de anime é assim, né, mano? Que tu acha dos novos crossovers? Cara, maravilhosas. Estão muito lindas. Muito lindas. Adorei, velho.
Deficit is still not that small for Luna. Going for that down signature is not going to connect. Radish getting
nossa, eu tiver que puxar nosso counter no caso da Orb pra ganhar da lenda. Nosso counter?
And look at that, after he does all of that, throws the weapon to the side, the orb's already primed up. It's definitely Radish's best weapon, and one of the best players to do it as well. Connecting side airs into side airs, continuing to box Luna out, never giving an opportunity. Finally gets that pummel, gets the neutral light, but he's taking a gauntlet neutral light to take down Radish's stocks now. The one weak caveat here, Flambo, is that Radish has got gauntlets coming up next. Let's see if he's able to do it.
Tem muito pro play BR de Orb, aí os BR não tem muito costume contra também.
And the one thing that is a little bit cumbersome about this is that the only true conversion he has to go for here is gravity cancel D-light recovery, and if he's unable to find that, he may struggle with that weapon spot.
De vez em quando aparece gente de Orb jogando no BRZ, mas não é algo muito constante, eu acho. Mas eu acho que não tem, quase não tem player de Orb geral, assim, né? Show da Luna. Show da Luna, que Luna. Ah! Por que tu não faz o vídeo jogando Brawlhalla Mobile? Meu celular não tem Brawlhalla Mobile, não dá certo. Lynx vai virar main Orb e pegar top 10 pra resolver isso, né, Lynx? Aham. Pode deixar, vou jogar de Orb.
Get sent off stage so far that you burn so many resources just making it back to the stage that you actually can't avoid it. And two,
Radish muito triste. Ele tá sério, olha a cara dele. Isso daí é triste pra ti, Leozinho? Lé2. Tu acha que isso daí é triste? Falta nós saber jogar o jogo.
So when the first time he brings out the down stick in the set against Luna, it works and it gets him the win. I am not surprised at all. And Radish now with the momentum gets the first weapon. And while it's the gauntlets, it looks like he's fully warmed up in this matchup against Luna as he's taken us into game number 3 with a solid lead using gauntlets alone.
Okay, we're going to see what exactly Luna is going to be able to do with this no legend swap, which is perfectly fine. We have seen this Caspian do most of the work today. Very few swaps from Luna throughout the day. And side signature, we actually saw that setup happen
earlier. It just would have knocked out. It just would have knocked out before. And Luna got so close to it, and the neutral comes through, and he's just once again barely like a few damage away from taking Radish out with those neutral signatures. But Radish, once he gets hit by it once, I don't expect to see him get hit by it for the rest of that stock. Radish down with the gauntlet.
Nossa, tava esperando uma outra sigla do Radish, velho.
And Luna slides in with that downlight, just barely whiffs, and both players with gauntlets. Man, Luna just cannot catch a break with these knockouts off the top, and Radish might get the first stock because of it. Side stick comes through, jumping side air, catches Luna as he
Quando me dá pouco de raiva. O maluco parece robô. Por quê? Tem sentimento, parece. Ele fica só ali, né? Jogando.
from the recoveries of the various weapons he has, but the ceiling on this stage is up there, man.
It's up there for sure, and despite the high force of Diamond Head, Luna is still struggling to deal with Radish's defense on Garnet. Down airs from the orb into side air, gets the dodge up the double down sig. Luna barely avoids that by clinging onto the wall, but Radish is running away with this game on the orb. Recovery puts Luna into orange. Nice.
Nossa,
nair.
velho.
Luna dips down with the nair,
Movimentação da orb, velho.
The neutralite, no dodge, just goes to the down air off of the stage, and Luna now looking for some way to relieve the pressure.
And just like that, Radish has woken up here, but will Luna be able to fight back? Fights his way down with the neutral air and leads it into a very beautiful extension and a weapon throw. Beautifully shot. Steph Curry in the cut with that.
Radish just expecting that to go low and did not think that it was in the trajectory where it was going to hit him. Doesn't dodge through it, and he loses that stock, and Luna starts hitting him with the guitar. Cut him up there.
Lutar já nem tem tanta emoção assim. Oxi.
Luna chase dodging up to babysit Radish on the right side of the stage, and look at that. Radish trying to get the reversal.
Nice.
Right back.
Nice.
There, weapon throw. Is that going to be it for Radish's last stock? Of course it is. Down air, D-light, ground pound. Luna 2 stocks Radish in game number 3. It is 1 game away from top 4 at BCX 2022.
That's why Luna is so difficult to fight, because there was a moment in that game where it seemed like, all right, with the way Radish is playing.
Sabe, Lynx, o queixo da arma nova tá maroto, tá legalzinho, Luiz. Seja bem-vindo, inclusive. É nice. Não, Lynx, eu sou o único que estranho que eu uso jump no W e o up no space. Ao invés de ser o contrário, cara, não sei, deve ter alguém que faça isso também. Pensava que era a Luna e não o Luna. É, quando eu ouvia só o nome eu também achava. É porque Luna é um nome bem, sei lá. Vai ser esse ano ainda. Tem data lá, não tem, amigo? É em dezembro, não é?
I'm not really seeing any conditions to the weapon that he picks up, whereas Radish very much favors the orb. And look at that, orb is the first weapon that he picks up here in this game number 4, and he starts boxing Luna off to the right side of the stage. Neutral light, he's been so good at punishing those dash-ins from Luna, and Luna dash jumping in with that side air, gets punished by the D-light, and these pivot recoveries from Radish have caught Luna off guard time and time again.
The toughest part for this is, I mean, we were talking about it in the last game, that like, if Luna is getting KO'd
Mouse teclado, o Power Ranger, se não me engano. Pois é, até onde eu sei, a Tiffany era a Tiffany.
But if Radish is able to keep the game on stage and kind of play a slower neutral-based game where he's just fishing for side-light side airs and not really going off stage, I think he can bring it back.
And on top of that, doing what he's been doing so well just there,
não sei se ele usa pronome feminino. Ah, ele pode ter visual, mas se ele sei lá, for trans, alguma coisa do tipo, tá ligado? Ele só tá usando nick e ele não tem necessariamente a aparência feminina, tá ligado? NA tem pronome? Como assim?
And yeah, you can even see he's guarding the weapon, but he refuses to start it, right? Because he's like, I don't want to mess up the orb that I just primed. So sure, I'll throw out some hitboxes around the weapon, but I'm not actually going to take
É não, Lynx, é homem mesmo. Mas como é que tu sabe, caralho?
I'm still going to be able to beat you, and he'd much rather not have the downtime of having gauntlets in his hand and just have that orb ready.
That's right. Only we're going to see those swapped over when he's got an edge guard scenario like this one, perhaps. Sider comes through. Great punish. Sidelight Nair, he doesn't get the recovery right
Ele
afterwards.
apareceu, eu sei, eu tô falando. Aparência de homem, no caso. É, então.
On point today with that. He constantly gets those neutral lights. He fades down because he dashes forward with it, falls off the stage, and gets the jumping recovery to get the knockouts. And Luna brings it to a 2-stock-to-2 situation. But Flambo, this is the biggest lead we've seen Radish have all set.
Yeah, Radish should be in a good position here. If you can get a side-light side air, depending on positioning, it might be enough to KO. A Ross air, though, won't be enough. The dodge will be back in time. Doesn't even need to use it to make it back to the stage. And Radish is like, can I get a Ross air? There's going to be another one, and it's going to be enough. And Radish might be able to go ahead and bring this to yet another game 5 if he's able to keep up with this lead he's created for himself. He's looking pretty healthy.
He's looking pretty healthy, and whenever he has a lead, it becomes so much more harder for Luna to be able to claw back because he's able to set up the stage, take position on the stage, and set up the weapon spawn order for him to continue dominating with this weapon. And Luna on the gauntlets might start dominating here, goes for that recovery really early on, sweating, doesn't go for the gravity cancel neutral sig instead, and the side sig would have gone the reversal there, but Radish just takes him off stage, and when Radish is really feeling comfortable, you see those fade back side airs that he's so good with on these landings as he controls center stage are going to take advantage of Luna. And Luna putting out those neutral sigs doesn't get them to connect, and one neutral light connects as Radish brings Luna closer and closer to orange on his last stock.
Okay, and just like that, we're gonna see if Rage can make it back to the stage. Has one in the orange, dodges through the daggers from Diamond Head, and at this point, each sidelight Sayer brings him that much closer to bring this to a game 5.
Aparentemente ela é trans, sim, gente. Ela só não tem os traços femininos que vocês querem. Pelo menos se você pesquisar alguma coisa do tipo. Se a mãe dele achou que era uma menina e na verdade era um jogador de Brawlhalla aqui.
Luna out of the way so that he can't pick it up in the first place. And Rage is succeeding so well with that. So it's going to be up to Luna to be able to break through that gameplay strategy off Rage.
Ia falar da nova arma, yes. Quem é trans? É Tiffany. Meu Deus, que susto.
The Fortress of Lion yet again. No change of scenery. Luna basically saying, I just have to be better.
Tô aqui fazendo simulados e me preparar para a prova de amanhã. Ah, verdade, tem prova, né? Boa noite aí pra vocês. Boa live, Lynx. Boa live, Cross. Boa noite. Não, pera. Bom estudo aí, não sei. Beijo, meu querido. Obrigado por ter participado da live, tá? É nice. Obrigadão aí por ter participado, meu querido.
Luna starting off strong with the guitars, and Radish looking for that weapon, and Luna just playing the same edge guard game there, but there it is. The orb picked up, and he goes for the double neutral A, and Luna just barely outspaces it and continues to rack on the damage.
Okay, Radish needs to find an opening here. Luna doing so immaculately on these guitars, but I'm worried about how Luna's going to find the KOs. It's been a bit of a struggle. If he gets them early, he wins the game. If he doesn't, Radish gets these huge leads that Luna seems unable to stop. But so far, I mean, neutral has slowed down.
It's definitely slowed down here as Radish is trying to get Luna off stage, because we're not going to see any of that stage prep until Luna has enough damage that Radish can actually sidelight cider him off. Luna now switching over to the gauntlets, gets one sidelight, doesn't get the second one, and Radish goes back to center stage, but the weapon throw from Luna interrupts the pressure from Radish. There's one Sayer Flambo, can he get another one? But no, Luna comes back to stage, good punish on the down sig. Will he be able to get past the down sig from Radish here? I thought that was coming out,
but quando? Ele não sabe a data direitinho ainda, amigo. Mandei sem querer mouse. Olá, tio. Olá, senhor Marcelo, tudo bom? E bem-vindo, meu querido live. Como é que você tá?
How Radish is going to do playing from behind. In the last game, he kind of built that lead and sat there, and Luna kind of struggled to go ahead and bring things back. But now that he's behind, this might be exactly what Luna needs.
Yeah, every game that has started off with Luna in the stock lead has led to a Luna victory. And Luna taking the chance with the guitars, has the nair that the weapon throw forces Radish to go high, and Luna gets the unarmed recovery, but Radish makes it back. The D-Light, the weapon throw interrupted the recovery. That would have been a true combo, and Luna picks up the guitars here as Radish is now unarmed and makes it with his stock still intact as he continues weapon starving Radish here. And like we said, Flambo from behind, Radish has definitely been
ainda tá na competição ou não?
It really do be your own right now. This could be a tied stocks game, but the weapon throw putting Radish that much further behind. The recoveries from Luna feel like they're cutting deeper than they normally do.
They definitely do, and that sideline slider will take it, but Radish is so damaged. It's one of those situations where it's like maybe you hold on to the gauntlets just because your stock might fly so far, but no, he switches over to that orb. He definitely needs to play for all the damage that he can get, because Luna, once he picks up a weapon, heck, even an unarmed haymaker could do it. Side stick would definitely do it. The neutral stick could do it. Luna just waiting for those landings, though. That side stick just barely avoided here, and Radish gets the first Sayer of many as Luna is now put on the right side of the stage.
Oh, and that's going to be an easy punish for Luna.
Daiter Rock 3, seja muito bem-vindo, meu querido. Obrigado pelo follow, como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Seja muito bem-vindo, espero que goste da live, mano.
Now, obviously, you don't want to play from behind just in general, but a lot of the times matches can be a little bit more of a tug of war, but these seem to be more of a can I just get in front and then be consistent?
De bicuda.
About Luna in the lead is that when he has that stock advantage, he's like, well, I've got guitars, I'm going to go off stage and I'm going to do something wild. And there he goes with that weapon throw, fresh pair picked up, down to
alguém pra jogar do Ítalo. Augusto, tem um servidor lá pra você tentar encontrar alguém, meu querido. E primeira vez no chat, seja muito bem-vindo, tá? É nice. No chat, seja muito bem-vindo, tá? E rapaz.
If Radish makes this comeback, it's going to be through doing it pretty honestly. It's not going to be, oh, I send you off stage and get an early KO. That tends to not be Radish's style.
It's going to be 17 neutral wins on the orb.
Yes.
As the side air comes through, he's slammed the D-like ground pound. All right, Radish brings it to a one stock apiece game here in game number 5. Winner of this gets to the top 4 of BCX 2022. It's all on the line. Can Radish maintain his undefeated record against Luna, or is Luna going to get the game and move forward to represent North America here at BCX? Radish with the wins on the orb is not enough. He's taking so much damage, Flambo, and Luna is a side stick away from a victory.
Yeah, at this point, Luna just does it off the ledge. What a ballsy play to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm just built different. And takes out Radish and secures himself a spot still in this bracket.
Let's go.
You know, I said it was a
Puta, o
side stick
processador
away
tava
from
sendo fumaça aqui?
not like, I did not expect to
Yo,
get like that, right?
Como
The
assim?
gravity cancel side stick off the edge. I was thinking to get back to center stage and get him from there, but that move has so much raw power that Luna was just able to call him out and go, I know you're not going to go out here to chase me, and I'm going to catch you trying to stay grounded, and he gets the knockout and moves on here at BCX 2022.
You just knew, and that's the thing, man.
Olha
Like,
isso.
you know what your win conditions are. Once you've watched enough Brawlhalla, you can kind of just feel the way that the flow of the set is going. But speaking of the flow of the set, I want to hand it over to the people who just spent the past set analyzing all of it.
Dude, I need to go to someone who's good with nails, because that was a nail biter of a set. Luna versus Radish going down to the wire, final
E pessoal do YouTube, como é que tá?
It could not have gotten much closer than that. Zip.
Vamos ver como é que tá o meu viewership rewards.
Luna figured it out towards the end that he had to play the whole rest of the set with the guitars.
Não vou pegar o sidekick, eu acho.
Once he picked up the guitars and he started playing on those heavily, leaning on those as the main weapon, that's how he was able to overcome. Not with ease though. Radish was fighting back.
Os segundos voltei, tô falando de gênero e pronome. O que houve? Agora que eu ouvi, Léo, desculpa. Léo 2.
And then you find out Radish is just as good with that. It's all that Radish is just good at neutral in general. And it kind of just made Luna have
Salve, Lynx, gostoso da massa. Oi, Mega Runa. Desculpa também, não tinha visto antes. Perdão. Como é que você tá, meu querido? Mega Runa.
But he did a good job of adjusting also.
Yeah, I mean, as the Prophet Taza said himself, with that ending side stick, he was able to continue to do similar positions like that throughout the match. He had quite a few moments where he got big punishes on Radish for giving him exactly that. But of course, besides just that, these recoveries getting called out, catching the dodge, making it
Pois é, amigo, desliguei o PC antes que fosse tudo de ralo. Daí depois tenho que ver o que deu. Eita, Giovanna. Luna é feiaça. Sai daí, Brad Pitt.
But Luna's ability to continuously pressure him with the guitars. That same game, he had another really early edge guard. The offstage gameplay was always
Que o Kaina leva, cara, botar fé, mano.
The neutral game, normally in Radish's favor, but at the very end, I felt like Luna just slowed it down enough and took that away from Radish to make sure that he kept not only himself in the bracket, but as that big piece of defense, as the #1 seed overall, still trying to go up.
Eu sou o Galtão, fi. Aham.
We'll see, man. Just one side.
Cada com seu gosto, né?
That was esports at its finest. I can't believe the way he said that, and it literally happened right after he said it. It just was so clean, and he said it so smooth. I see you, Taza.
Well, Luna closes out the series in game number 5.
Sai fora o quê, String?
What a crazy
How do they fit?
Tem que monitorar o som, calma. Voltei, seja bem-vindo de volta. Cadê o áudio desse fiofó, mano? Não tá saindo pra mim. Ah, tá, achei. Fonte de mídia 3.
How do
Tá muito alto, meu Deus.
they fit? Try doing a light attack. Now, try using active input. Very good. Now,
É verdade, o Lynx tá ali, né?
you've got it.
Oh, eu quero entender isso aqui, velho.
Very good. Now,
Era um recover aquilo ali?
okay.
Aqui, ó. GC downlight. Ou GC sidelight. Recover, isso aqui? A última vez que lançou uma arma foi em 2025. Meu Deus. Ó, vocês viram? O golpezinho ali, ó. Ali, ó. O clássico chute com a outra perna parada. Ó. Parece que todos os combos são true. Eu tinha um vídeo da Gauntlets aqui. De quando a Gauntlet saiu. Isso ia dar muito certo no crossover da Chun-Li, é. Mas eu não me lembro onde é que tá agora o... Da Gauntlets, velho. Cara, da Gauntlets lá antigaça, velho. Deixa eu ver se eu acho aqui, pera aí.
Try doing a light attack.
Daí eu mostro pra vocês. Como a Gauntlets era estranha. Da rework no crossover da Chun-Li, pra pôr ela com a legenda dessa arma, não faz sentido eles fizerem um rework. Só se eles adicionarem a Chun-Li pra cá, mas acho que não faz muito sentido. Oi, Lynx chat. Oi, Muffin, tudo bom? E o do crossover? Eu não vi. Tenho. A gente já vai ver já. Quanto tempo que falta pra live voltar? Falta 1 minuto só. Ah, vamos ver então. TV com fumaça, manda uma bota. Ai, velho, ai que maravilha. Quanto tempo esse vídeo? É 1 minuto. 1 minuto... Tá, quase que dá. Crossover dos chances bota. Para com isso, vocês! Para!
Fire. Air.
Se o Balta estiver lá, eu quero muito ver. O Balta é muito engraçado. Pô, você vai vazar daqui. Não, agora eu já entendi já. Mano, olha essas SIGs, velho. Ai, o Zuko tá tão fofinho. Ó, mano, que da hora. Essas botas... Mano, essas SIGs da top estão maravilhosas. Olha isso. A referência. Ah, velho, que legal. Cheiro aberto então também. Não vou falar nada. Não vou falar mais nada. Pra Hattori? Não sabia?
at BCX, but the one player standing in Kina's way.
Tô comprando até o sidekick. Ah, o sidekick, né? Maravilhoso, velho. Eu amo Avatar, nossa senhora.
A player that he had never defeated in bracket, and now he's going to be going up against Kina, who has been surprising everybody, even getting Godly to go out on Twitter and talk about how Brazil is just the hardest region to fight in the world.
Não, você literalmente falou que eu não sou bom o suficiente
for game number 1 of this best of 5.
Pra você, aí você vai me largar, é isso? Uma pessoa sem infância por nunca ter visto Avatar? Pô, depende da tua idade também, né, amigo? Adoro o Rator aqui, feliz. Ficou legal, né, Rator? Eu ser Avatar aqui? Quando eu comecei a ver a live do campo, quando iniciou, eu tô com 356 pontos. Tenho 15 e vi Avatar. Ah, nice. Assistiram tudo? Assistiram Avatar Egg? Assistiram Avatar Core? Leram as HQs? Aqueles, né? Não disse chorar bicho. Ah, não! Chorar bicho? Tu mandou chorar bicho? Do nada? Para matar de no Undertale até mais links boa live. Boa live PG on the Pig. Não sei falar teu nome, desculpa. Beijo, meu querido. Obrigado por ter participado da live, tá? É nóis. Deadly Queen, como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Obrigado pelo follow. Como é que você tá?
Okay, I cannot say that I expected this. Axe has been pretty much.
Qual é a Lynx? Oi, Lucas. Lucas. Lucas, tudo bom?
Outside of that, we have not seen this character at all.
Yeah, and I can only imagine that matchup against Godly. And he said, you know what, I cracked the case. Cannon is definitely the matchup that I need to have to be able to beat that player. And it might just be a case where China's so confident against Stingray.
Isso é mentira. Eu assisti do início para aí faz 40 minutos e tava com 16. Safe? Lynx, fiquei com você no off, no modo livre. Pode me mandar salve. Vagninho do Graus. Salve, Vagninho do Graus. Ai, foi tudo errado. Salve, Vagninho do Graus. Como é que você tá, mano? Tudo bom? Seja bem-vindo à live. Primeira vez no chat. Espero que goste da live, tá, mano? É nóis. Espero que goste da... Esperando aí. Let's go. Vai, Kainá. Bora.
After that down light connects, and he continues burning his opponent, but Kaina with 2 strong hits can make the damage dead even.
Now, one thing I think Kaina may be thinking here is that historically, you'll hear from Rocket Lance players that Axe is usually the worst matchup for the
Chama, não vou falar aqui porque senão é spoiler. Entendi. Let's go, cara. Quando foi de base, mas o processador tá vivo aí, sim. Down there. Eu ia falar down light, mas saiu down air na minha cabeça. Dá outra sig. Tudo tem 60%. É dodge, os outros 40% é true.
He was making Cannon look like the Rocket Lance that time, but moving at the speed of light because of how fast he was going. And Stingray able to deal with the pressure, but one nair there could lead from a neutral signature from Kaina, and that could be the stock. Stingray's got to be careful. With Zol, you get that neutral sig on Axe, and you're covering an area in the sky that no other Axe legend can cover.
Now, can Stingray get out the corner? The answer is yes. Manages to do so with a Sair from the spear, and he's finding quick precision here.
Pegou o recover dele.
To go ahead and do the quickest turnaround you've ever.
Como você assistiu 7 horas de live, está com 200 pontos. Se cada ponto equivale a 1 minuto. Coragem maluquice esse... S dodge é o que? Chase dodge? Deu na frente de speed, meu Deus. A gente tá batendo na cara que bateu no Santo Tempestade. Esse cara é uma máquina. Quem que bateu no Sandstorm? Foi Stingray? Ou vice-versa? Ai, dodge.
And one thing I love that I'm seeing from Stingray here is that he's using the spear into the cannon matchup, right?
Nice.
Because one of the toughest things about cannon is having the priority to get through a lot of the disjoints, and that neutralite from that spear, that side air, is going to be so useful, and that down sig to close it out. How many times?
Sting tirou os Storm. Ele deu um spot dodge na frente da spear, maluco. Ah, que tu falou S-dodge, achei que tu tava falando Chase-dodge. Por que tu botou o S, filho?
Landings, their dodge downs, anything on that last stock scenario that you might as well just guarantee that you're going to be losing games with Stingray with the downs against the finisher. And we're going right back to Brawlhalla for game number 2 here in this match.
Tá acontecendo que esses jogos não vão tão mais frenéticos, meu Deus.
PR number 2, Stingray on the Rocket Lands.
Oh man, I called Stingray brave at the start of game 1, but he's already proven
nice
that he
read.
can do it no problem and looking to do it yet again. We'll see. This is the matchup that kind of wants here. Has the axe in hand versus the Rocket Lance, and it looked like it was working at the start of game 1, but the game escaped them so quickly.
Oh, that down
essa SIG, velho. Bagulho. A próxima das finais? Yep.
But beats coming through, but Stingray with the pickup on the spear. You were talking about it, Flambeau. He's been using the spear so well against the cannon and kind of does not seem to be able to deal with the pressure. That down tick, however, a rare misread from Stingray.
No.
Fall down after the dodge does not get him. Side airs him into the stage. No dodge means kind of goes for an edge guard. No. Down sig avoided. Side light. Stuff recovery. Stingray. Gravity cancel. Wake up. Feel into Nair. Manages to avoid losing that stock there. The first stock goes over to Stingray. No. Kind of barely surviving. The gravity delay. The dare on the stage. Flambeau. I thought stocks flew early on the stage. They're just barely surviving.
And no punish on the sig, but there we go. Finally a side air.
Foi uma das bissexas mais frenéticas que eu já acompanhei.
Those are not supposed to live to that color.
No.
You're never supposed to see that.
And Stingray, in agreement with both of us, takes him off the top of that.
Joga nesse campo 70% de movimentação insana, o resto é seco. É soco.
2 stocks to 2. Both players barely damaged and kind of taking the lead.
Okay, and we're going to see a little bit of a cannon string here. Stingray, once again, opting to go for that spear into the cannon matchup, but getting juggled by these nairs. It's a tough time getting down to the ground.
D-Light Nair, another Nair coming through. 4 of them have come through already and kind of dashed up into the down stage. Catches Stingray trying to fly over the zone that he thought
Estou sendo sem tempo para respirar.
The cannon on down sig. I get to choose where you are going to fly, and Stingray flies right off the top of the stage as he's 1 stock away from going down a game here in this best of 5.
And granted, we saw Stingray in a similar position in the last game where he was down and was able to make a very quick comeback. I'm wondering if he's going to be able to do that here. Not quite. That almost KO'd. That is so force behind that.
That was so force behind it, and Stingray miraculously holds on to that last stock. Weapon
pegou o Underlight, né?
Next weapon prepared, but Stingray sares his way back on the stage.
Ah, ele tentou dar SIG.
To his favor. Nice job with that neutral air there from Stingray, but he's got to take this stock and then another one. And kinda with the cannon gets the D-Light, gets the Nair, gets the 2 stock. And game number 2.
Okay.
Sua live tá atrasada? Deixa ela, não faz mal.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's what it's one of those matchups. I love seeing these.
If you were Bryn or Hattori, you have that
aí cagou com tudo agora.
Cancel neutral signature and find your KO off the top. So here Stingray was like, I'll go for neutral air.
Merda.
Ooh, nice job with the dealer. Dodges down Stingray, maybe looking for that landing with the down sig here, Flambeau. There it is, but kinda jumps over the top of it. And he can't manage to get that knockout. Stingray, a little too obvious just down sig there and kind of punishing him for it off the right side of the stage as he's now up a stock.
Oh man, and sometimes it can feel like forever for a weapon to spawn. Sometimes it just feels that way because you just are looking for that moment. I need something in my hand, and it looks like it's going to be the Rocket Lance. And immediately after finding that down signature, swaps over to the spear.
Gente, ninguém falou nada no YouTube, eu tá bugado o chat, que o chat do YouTube pra mim não...
But I think he's just feeling the spear. Look at him go! Holy cow!
Sidelight almost gets to the Nair, and he's still edge guarding Kinda here. Kinda has used the axe recovery, face to the stage, sweats to the stage, gets the Nair, down sig, punish, sidelight, Nair, nothing afterwards, weapon throw, Stingray with the neutral signature, the dare back onto the stage, maybe trying to get the landing hitbox, but doesn't succeed, and Stingray reading a dodge down with that down signature.
Ele deu jump, entendeu? Sabe que o cara é bom quando ele joga fazendo parecer fácil.
Eu
joguei umas partidas contra o Kai, não dava pra fazer uns vídeos.
You know what? it works sometimes.
That's absolutely right. And Stingray ready for it in that moment. Kinda with the cannon, gets the neutral light. He's a weapon throw away, maybe goes for the gravity cancel neutral light instead. Recovery hits, I think Stingray's still sweating, but he's got the great job to be able to get back to the stage. D-light and air would be huge here from Kinda, but he's got to land that first hit. And if he whips it, Stingray has shown that he gets 4 to 5 good hits. Now first D-light and an air is a great start. Stingray covering his head with a massive amount of weapon throw potential with the land.
Bora, Kinda, dá gameplayzão aí pra nós.
I mean, when you're on small Brawlhalla, this damage might as well be even.
Ainda bem que eu sei fazer tudo isso.
Pushes his advantage state once he catches somebody's dodge and they're popped up in the air. He'll throw that rocket lance up because he's like, it's going to hit you. You can't dodge it. And even if it doesn't, he's not fully committing. And it's so smart.
Oh, dodges out the neutral sig. Lands to the down air, gets the side up, but the side doesn't come through, and he just barely avoids getting blasted by the lasers of the down sig. Kind of around side air to recovery. Stingray, damage, has to dare for safety. The weapon throw stopping the ground pound, but still trying to make it back. Disarm. Kinda gets the nair. He can weapon start with the second nair. Gets the hit. Kinda brings it back in game number 3.
Let's go.
Kinda is 1 game away from being in top 4 at BCX to represent South America.
And honestly, I feel like
A cara dele.
on dogs, just don't go to small Brawlhalla, just don't go back there because I feel like.
Mano, vocês viram ali como que pegou, tipo, no canto?
Imagine we were on like Fortress of Lions or something like that.
Literally any other stage except Enigma.
Let's go.
We're going back for sure.
Yeah, he left it open, so.
All right, here we go. Kinda's going right back to Brawlhalla, and Stingray with some adaptations could come out on top here and bring it to a game number 5, right? Because even after the beginning of that game, where it got to the point where the down 6 were getting a little obvious, and Kinda was able to punish him.
Nunca duvidei do meu aprendiz. Nunca duvidei do meu aprendiz, cara.
That last game. I think momentum's still in Stingray's favor, but we'll have to find out here as we're going to game number 4.
I have to agree with you there. I mean, I gotta respect the man who sticks to his guns, right? He's like, you know what? It's not a stage issue, it's a skill issue. And I know I can just play better in this next game. And well, this is your last chance to do so, because otherwise, your bracket life.
I know, let's go, Kinda.
What Cannon does best, escorting its opponents towards the side
of
the stage.
Pegou.
Throw forces Kinda to recover to the right side of the stage, and the exhausted recovery. You were talking about how that's the only option that Orion has, but guess what? That down
Lynx ensinou tudo a ele.
and he eliminates that stock after an incredibly extended edge guard there on that landing, and Kinda is down a stock.
Oh, and that's going to be a punish from Kinda. Gets the neutral light on the axe, so luckily not too much damage taken from Stingray here, but needs to watch the landing here as another neutral light without touching the floor, I believe, makes this almost impossible for Stingray to make it back. Yes, perfect timing from Kinda.
Ele tá maluco, o Chico também tá maluco. É, rapaz.
Kinda did the most brilliant thing ever. That was the best move to spot dodge in place because Stingray was relying on that stare to hit to get the chase dodge. Because he went for the stare, lost the momentum, didn't get the hit, fell down to lose that stock, and Kinda evens things up and starts to take the lead there with that D-light down air connecting.
Mete o Sagier. Não era o Sagier, era o Sagilight, só que ele fez o Sagier.
You know, well, usually it's the sword. You know, we didn't even talk about that. Usually Kinda's on the sword.
I mean, I really do feel like Kinda was like, okay, Cannon's how I'm going to beat Godly, and Godly's the only one that I need to prepare for here as he gets that recovery.
Eu não esperava.
And he's 1 stock away for my 3-1 victory over Stingray.
All right, is this the end of the Black Knight, or will he be able to put the helmet back on, tuck in that armor, and bring this to another game, as that is almost enough to find the KO in the near future, potentially, and there it is, but it's a bit too obvious. I think we all saw that one.
But the second one, Stingray says it doesn't matter if it's obvious. I can throw 80 down.
Lynx falou pra ele fazer o golpe errado e ferrou o cara no jogo do Kinda. Deixa eu jogar, Lynx. Desculpa. Vai, Kinda.
That's a ton of damage.
Yeah, just a perfect fastball from Kinda. You can see Stingray trying to catch the landing, but couldn't quite beat it out with the spear sidelight. But these spear sidelights are going to be the breadwinner for him right here. He needs to get the read.
Nossa senhora.
He tried get the timing.
It was the right read, but yes, you're right, Flambo doesn't get the time, doesn't get the space, and the downlight doesn't come through, but Stingray still on the upper hand here.
Dá sig, cara.
Waits him out, the dodge goes to the right, but Stingray doesn't go off stage for it. Falls, gets the dare, goes to the D-light, and kind of switches over to the axe. He's looking for a down air, side air, down to hit, and Stingray.
Mano, não dá pra ficar perto do Orion quando ele tá grounded, mano. Se o bagulho não funcionar pra punir, ele vai meter uma down sig, mano. Olha esse... O que é S-Dodge? S-Dodge é o que? Spot Dodge? Que eu nunca vi ninguém usar isso.
But also, you have to admit, like, there's just some moves in Brawlhalla that are
velho.
so good that you just gotta keep throwing them out. And this is one
Ó,
of those
velho,
moves,
se
you
o
know?
punish não funciona...
It doesn't matter. It
It's
doesn't matter.
fantastic coming out from Stingray. And you see him taking a little bit of a breather there, getting ready for this game 5. And I'm wondering, is this the time? Is this the time where you, because kind of banning up the stage is definitely leaving up Brawlhaven. But if he leaves open Demon Island, there's a
Pode dar todo mundo usa isso como assim. Sei lá, eu não vejo quase ninguém falar spot dodge. Tem essa também, né?
And the winner of this is going to be in top 4 at BCX 2022.
Nem dodge, não desvia. Eu uso dodge nem dodge, hã? Eu não imagino a cabeça dos mano agora, nossa senhora. Bora, Kaina! Não, Kaina vai... Vai, Kaina vai.
That is the great 50-50 on that weapon spawn, by the way.
That is for sure, and kind of with the cannon going up against Spear, it seems to be the ideal matchup for both players, but kind of with the stare down air, dodges in place, gets another side of recovery.
Ele dá o X-Dodge pra cima pra meter um outro recovery. De certo, velho.
He just waits out the exclamation points, and Stingray makes it back to center stage, has the Spear sidelight, second hit hits, ground pound, really catching Kaina off guard, and he dodges through the weapon throw into forcing Kaina onto the axe.
Oh, and Stingray's movement right now is impeccable as he manages to barely catch that neutralite, kind of trying to catch the landing. Tries to punish with a D-Stinger, probably would have KO'd, but that's going to be a punish from Kaina with a falling Sair.
Se mapa de novo, os caras estão fingindo decidir rápido. Kaina vai o quê? Como assim? Ah!
Thinking that he automatically got that downlight for free. The sidelight came through, Kaina got hit by that, but spot dodged the other, and the fadeaway sider on the axe takes the first stock. Stingray now 2 stocks left in the tournament. Kaina goes over that sider, gravity cancel neutralite. Trying to get dodge reading, kind of does make it back to the stage. Stingray waiting for that weapon spawn, picks up the spear, but the cannon keeps blasting. One down air hits. Can he get another one? Stingray gets hit with the neutralite, and kind of gets a second neutralite. Weapon throw. He has to use his dodge to make it back to the stage, and kind of punishes him with the unarmed recovery, but now he's over on the axe. Stingray has an opportunity, and that side stick came so close.
He hadn't thrown that sig at all game, all set pretty much. And the one time he does it, the perfect reaction comes out from Kaina, but these ground pounds have been so on point.
They were unheard of until game 5, Flambeau, but now he's gotten them. And the sidelight nair, he delays the nair, gets the second nair, and avoids that neutral air from Kaina so that he can continue getting more damage. That's a powerful cannon sider coming out from Zol, but he's not enough to take Stingray out just yet. And Stingray falls in, trying to get as much damage as he can before he falls to that last stock. And Kaina dash forward, dash back down, punished by neutralite. Stingray still unarmed, but holding on.
Yo, the way he's playing this dog right now, okay, doesn't get the response there. He needed to punch that one with a backstep sidelight again, but despite that, he was behind by so much, and Stingray is doing such a great job of mitigating the damage.
Aí, galera, o time está aqui.
Is going to connect from Kaina, but I think Stingray did enough to bring this game back into the realm of possibility. Can he clutch this back out, or will Kaina close it out?
Oh, this is the clutch here for sure. The dagger comes through, and he's fully charged the recovery. Kaina does not punish it. The neutral sticks, the down sticks, the neutralites. There's the side stick come out here as well. Stingray's throwing out all of the moves in Black Knight's kit. Kaina on the back foot now here despite being up in stocks. Stingray goes for the weapon throw forward, put the sidelight nair down like that is a massive amount of damage here in game 5.
And this is Zol. That means that Stingray's now in the danger zone. Goes for the ground pound, and Stingray responds with a serve of his own. Can he get the stock here? I think he needs to. Can he get this corner guard?
All the way down.
He gets the pogo toward the bottom of the stage. It's going to last stock, but it's against an 8-force Zul on small Brawlhaven. One side air, and that's it for Stingray.
The side air hits, and that's the only place on the stage that he can survive it. Kaina has all of them as moves in the kit to get the game, and Stingray has to play up perfect stock. Side air, sidelight, nair, falling Sair, misses, but Kaina gets the sidelight, but that's the only combo starter for Cannon there. That's not gonna auto combo, and now he switches over the axe. He wants the fleeting attacks. The nair, the recovery. Stingray dodges one move. The dare comes through as well. The nair comes through. Stingray, can he clutch it?
And at this point, a neutralite will KO, and you can see Kaina starting to fish for it. Doesn't want to go for a super laggy move. The neutralite is all he needs to get the KO. Doesn't get it there. That was an opportunity. Stingray knows what his weapon is.
Cuidado. Cuidado.
He's betting it all. He's betting it all. Can he do it? Can he stop Kaina? Or will Kaina close his dreams out here? Stingray is so goddamn
Stingray from an entire
Não! Caramba! Ai, que bosta, mano. Não, velho, não acredito que aquela perna ela não siga, velho. Não.
well deserved that win. And he takes down South America's finest.
Mano, não, velho. Não, não, não.
I'm gonna pass out. I'm actually gonna pass out. I cannot.
49 damage to the spear. 49 damage on the spear.
Não,
damage
velho.
dealt equal to damage taken. We're getting this last stock here. Look at this. What better way, Flambeau, than to land, pick up, dodge the side air that would have won the game, and then right
Essa down sig dele aí foi complicada. Essa down sig dele aí foi... Ah, velho.
Can't even believe it himself, but he does it so well deserved coming here. He's had so many amazing Game 5 wins, and having that win over Kaina is just so darn impressive.
O dano! O dano, gente!
Let's head over to the analysts. Just take it away.
What a clutch from Stingray in the final moments of game number 5. 595 damage to 595. You couldn't have had it closer, but he denies us the dream of having all the.
Imagina o cara conseguisse meter um bait pra ele dar ali uma down sig ali, velho, do nada, assim.
Luna and Stingray, number 1, number 2 for NA, plus Impala, number 10 for NA, and
o cara tava usando sig muito à toa. É, algumas sigs ali eu achei que tipo não ia encaixar muito bem.
Let us know what just happened.
Stingray, the down sig doctor.
E o Stingray prestou muita atenção em cada movimento que o Kaina ia fazer que poderia finalizar ele, tá ligado? Porque tanto é que os movimentos que o Kaina conseguiu punir foram movimentos em que ele não conseguia botar um kill confirm, tá ligado? Uma parada pra dar KO mesmo.
He literally couldn't be touched one time by that 8 power Zol. If he was hit by anything, he was done for. And his maneuvers, his movement were perfection. And he found that spot, landed that down
Kaina.
and he couldn't believe it himself.
Beijo pra ti, meu querido. Mandou muito bem, é nóis.
It got to the point where I almost passed out. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. I literally couldn't breathe. And as they were going over the replays, I started doing this in the chair because it was so intense. They stayed on Brawlhalla the entire time, even with Kaina's pressure.
Obrigado pelo follow, Maxwell Super BH. Seja bem-vindo, meu querido, tudo bom?
Was good for him too because he was switching into the axe.
Essa down sig fez o jogo, velho.
To beat the spear. But if there is ever a piece of like relationship advice that could come out of this, find someone who cares about you as much as
essa down sig ali pegava muito de boa.
Every time he needed it to work, it did. We talked about the internal timer that he might have on. This is the time I must throw it out. Well, every time he needed it and it missed, he got a game winner off of getting a whiff.
Não, sai dessa live aí, tô triste. Tu saiu da live?
And Stingray knocks out the last representative of South America here to move on again to elimination finals, semifinals.
Orb Downsig is to Radish what Spear Downsig is to Stingray. But Zip, I know you want to say some more.
I just wanted to ask you, is Sheepy
não,
or
tu sai dessa live. Adicione 120 frames de startup no mínimo, por favor. Nossa, mas essa down sig sempre foi muito forte.
You both are because he said find someone who cares about you like that, right? So
I've always been told just whatever she says is true. So
that's correct.
Whatever she wants.
That's correct.
Whoever.
Good save.
What an insane set that does give us our top.
Não tem mais nada nessa live aí. Ai, velho. Agora meu chat voltou a funcionar do YouTube, desculpa, gente. Boa noite, cadê PS Codiguinho? Como é que é? Você não participou do PCX? Eu não jogo campeonato. Lynx pode ser que ele leve vantagem? Ele tem a Ability Man. Que? Isso foi apelação, mano. Miado ficar dando down sig, que ódio. Ah, mano, é assim que a galera que sabe jogar joga. Eles vão abusar do que eles têm de melhor no personagem.
Well, I know you had some things that you wanted to say, Ajax, about what.
You good?
I was trying to let you say a little bit more, but it's cool. Again, that match was absolutely wild. Stingray does clutch it.
Tirar print aqui dos itens pra eu não perder eles e não ter que pegar só na próxima live. A live até parou de funcionar. Tem rank assim, imagina em camp. Um dia eles vão respeitar ainda, relaxa. Os gringos zoam os BR? Como assim? E nós elogiamos o jogador lá. Não, quem zoa, tá ligado? É só a gente sem noção. Tipo, não tem muita noção e fica falando merda, tá ligado? Mas de resto, o pessoal reconhece muito os players daqui. Muito obrigado, Void TZX, pelo follow, mano. Cadê os codiguinhos? Os códigos não são no YouTube, não, mano. Ai, parece até que começou a travar mais agora o meu PC. Cara, compra um PC novo pra mim. Aqueles, né? Na minha opinião, essa é a segunda melhor região do Brawlhalla. É. Cresceu muito. Let's go, Stingray. Você tá bem, Cooper? Mano, eu fiquei a live inteira, não peguei um level. Uai. É toda feita porque é, mas eu falo melhor no caso de torneio. Como assim? Porque é o quê? Porque é? Lembrando que dia 16 poderemos tirar a dobra d'água do Meiko e voar no APA. Mas Stingray... Stingray ganhou, a gente consegue ver, né? Mas o Kainan poderia ter muito bem ganhado também. Vou tentar resolver o problema aqui no meu cooler. Foi muito bom acompanhar essas partidas incríveis com vocês. Boa live aí, boa noite. Boa noite, sabe, meu lindo? Se cuida, tá? É nóis. Ô, sabe, tu é o Bez lá do Brawl, não é? Gente, eu vou atualizar aqui a página porque tá travando muito, velho. Eu vi uns caras lá no chat falando que a gameplay do Brasil é medíocre. Sempre vai ter uns besta pra falar essas merda, né? Os BR tá mais forte que o pra mim. BR. SA no caso. Aham. Entendi. Eu vejo tu há muito tempo, mas eu não tinha conta na Twitch pra ver live aqui. Tirando isso, fala. Lynx, você viu a nova arma? Sim, meu querido, seja muito bem-vindo aí, ó. Primeira vez no chat, espero que goste da live, tá? É nóis. E a gente vai tá dando uma olhadinha aí nos trailers aí de novo, porque eu baixei eles pra mostrar aqui de novo, tá bom? Lynx, tu vai ver a Copa do Mundo? Não sei, mano. Bez é meu ex-duo. Ah, tu é o Dogo? Ah, entendi. Mas Bez... É porque tinha um Bez na sala ontem. E ele me mandou mensagem. Mas eu acho que esse é o Bez antigão lá, não é? Que fez um campeonato uma vez que eu joguei, não foi? Você acha que Dira um bom personagem pra chegar nos 2400? Cara, ele pode ser um personagem legal pra jogar. Mas tem personagem que eu acho que é mais simples de jogar que ele. Mano, e depois que disso, não tá mais indo, velho. Tá zoado. É isso mesmo, ele é bem antigo no jogo já. Ah, entendi. É porque ele jogou ontem na live, não jogou? Mano, não tá indo, irmão. Links. É, Caleb, tudo bom, querido? Tudo bom? Tudo bom, meu querido? Tudo bom? Como é que você tá, mano? Links, quero ver você no Psyx um dia. Amigo, você vai ficar querendo muito. Links, você sabe como tira o erro do Easy Cheat? Amigo, se o seu PC é 32 bits, você tem que desativar o Easy Cheat. Só que daí você não vai conseguir jogar Ranked. Mano, não tá indo essa merda, velho. Fechar o Google e abrir de novo. E tá bugado? Mas o que que acontece? Próximo BCX você vai... Gente, preciso de um dinheiro pra ir também, né? E eu tenho aquela Paranauê de saúde, então meio que não rola muito. Pelo menos não por enquanto. Lynx, o que achou da nova arma? Achei muito foda pra quem curte o Sandy de One Piece pela 15ª vez. Aqueles, né? Achei a arma legal. Opa, e aí, Lynx, e aí, Celeste? 772024, seja muito bem-vindo, querido. Como é que você tá? Lynx agora é em Impala e Godly, vai ver? Não sei. Não sei se eu vou ver. Eu tenho que ir lá fazer minha comida, porque o que acontece? Eu acabei de falar isso, sabia? Isso? Que eu vou ir lá fazer alguma coisa. Eu tenho que ir lá pra fazer alguma coisa pra eu comer, porque como meu irmão tá aí, ele tá dormindo lá na sala, aí não tem como eu ir pegar comida depois. Aí enquanto rola as partidas, não sei, eu vou lá, faço... Eu vou lá, faço minha comida pra guardar, tá ligado? Pra deixar pra eu comer depois. O Cooler voltou à vida, nice. Boa noite, Lynx. Boa noite, Slash. E, cara, não tá indo real. Não tá indo real. Já revelaram a nova arma? Já. Tá lá no canalzinho do YouTube. Depois eu vou mostrar o trailer aqui se tu quiser esperar a gente. Qual é a gente que tu menos joga? Putz, difícil, mano. Tem alguns Legends aí que eu não jogo muito. Gente, eu vou deixar carregando aqui, tá? Só que não tá indo. Não tá indo mesmo. Ai. Já revelaram a nova arma, já. Cold Door mesmo, mas já, Guizinho. Boa noite, meu querido. Bons sonhos pra você. É nóis. Lynx troca 2 códigos de esportes V3 por 2 V2? Dá pra pensar. Gente, eu vou tentar finalizar aqui. Por que essa merda não tá indo agora, justo agora, mano? Ai, que ódio, velho. Legend mais famoso do Brawl, Dusk. Já pensou? Não gosto da V3? Beleza, também valeu aí, Link. Você vai vazar, mano? Eu vou tentar abrir de novo a live, gente. Eu não peguei todos, acho que nem vai dar pra eu pegar todos. Pudim. Olá, Melodias. Você quer essa track? Você quer a track essa do dia 3 da Bisex? Tô com 2 tracks sobrando. 2 tracks sobrando? Dá pra conversar. CB Underline Japa, seja bem-vindo, meu querido. É nice, como é que você tá? Acabei de pegar o último item de Super Hordes com Kaina fora, não tenho mais porque acompanhar esse camp, vou dar zoom e assistir só facecando links. Ai, mano, estou sad, mano. Gente, enquanto esse fiofó tenta carregar, eu vou deixar a minha cadeira aqui com vocês, tá bom? E vou lá arrumar as coisas, senão não vou poder pegar comida depois. Se pá, vai ter sim, Menico. Tá bom, gente? Eu já volto, tá? Eu vou demorar, acho que um pouquinho. Mas eu espero aí pra nós que daí se der na joga, tá bom? Ai, Kaina, Kaina. Beijo, Kaina.
Gonna be at the weapon disadvantage. Here. Here. Oddly sending him over. To the left. The godly edge guard using all of the active frames of that GC sword neutral light to make sure Impala goes into it, grabs the hit, but still a full stock lead for Impala. The side air bouncing off the stage, not gonna be enough yet. They've swapped places, little bounce pass to himself. Impala looking for the Acno inspiration there with the GC neutral Sid.
And Acno was the thing that defeated Godly with this Kaya pick in the Autumn Championship. Godly hoping to get a run back here, this time against Impala. Punish! He doesn't hit the punish!
My goodness! Godly, he still finds that was a huge misstep. Impala ish for him, but Godly, maybe it's the
like any other. This is one hit away from taking game number 1 off of Godly.
Choosing the bow here, the neutral air is gonna do it. Impala almost a JB2 on that as well. Incredible work from Impala. It's the face of Impala that we saw. Luna, it was that face that then all of a sudden when he won,
Já tô chegando. Voltei. Desculpem a demora. E, gente... Tá uma bosta o meu PC. Não sei o que aconteceu. Cadeira que me espancou, diz Ariel ontem, mano. Enfim. Eu não sei se eu vou conseguir mexer no PC. Eu não sei o que tá acontecendo, mano. O que eu faço pra dar pau em tóxico? Ué, ganha, sei lá. Quê? Olá, meu jovem. How are you doing? Suquinho? Ai, gente, aconteceu alguma coisa na partida que eu não vi. O pessoal no chat tá no way, oh my god. E eu tô aqui. Já. Deixa encostada só, tá? Gente, meu... Essa merda não quer carregar. Não quer carregar. O Lynx fica falando que o Isn't Cheat não tá carregando. Sabe o que poderia ser? Cara, não sei. Mostra alguma mensagem de erro? Tipo, específica? O Lynx fica falando... Eu não tô falando, não. É... Formatar o PC, sim. Eu já falei isso. Tu lembra, né? Que não quer carregar o meu Google. A Twitch não tá indo. Tá carregando há 3 dias. Sabe o que faz, Lynx? Do que? Como assim? Troca o navegador. É, eu tô pensando em abrir outro aqui. Cacilda. O butico do string. Você te chora, porque também tá ruim minha internet. Minha net. Mas não é minha internet que tá ruim, amigo. Faz o seguinte, eu vou fechar a live e vou abrir de volta. Beleza? Oi, Thanatos, tudo bom? Thanatos Lives, lá senhor X Pedro MP4. Ponto MP4. Fala, ganhei. Impala e Paulo Godley, já volto.